Hornet Football Summer Camps Incorporated proudly welcomes you to our live stream this evening. We are grateful to both school districts for allowing us to provide this service to a regional and national audience. Our organization is independent and not associated with the Richland School District. Any discussion in the live stream does not necessarily reflect the views of the Richland School District.
That's right. At Royal Bank, our employees make decisions locally, which means for flexibility and fast decisions. As a community bank, we truly love all things local, which thus means getting to know our neighbors, supporting local businesses, and being involved in our community.
We're thrilled to be part of the Richland Center community and thankful for the warm welcome we've received.
Go Hornets, go! One hive, one community!
maybe. Yeah, their linebacker, I believe it's Gage Bagley. If I got that wrong, somebody please let me know. Senior, he's a senior middle linebacker. He's a tough kid. He's their kid. Again, they're going to float him to where they think that play is going to go.
Yep. And the other senior they got is his 57, Makos, off the edge here. So look for a lot from him, too. He's the captain. Just a little bit underthrown.
A little bit underthrown. I think that was going to Hillers. Yep.
Bryce had a step on the guy and just a little bit more air onto that ball.
And that's a completion, yeah.
It's still a nice ball and good way to stretch that defense. Good down for that. 4th and about 3. Obviously 4 down territory probably here. So.
Yep, they're going to go for it. Lewis is going to come in with a play. Jerry, the thing you noticed too with that Ellenson threat. Right, we've been talking about him as that mobile quarterback where he can toss it, he can run with it, do that run pass option if he needs to float out and then give the pass, whatever. You saw those outside linebackers kind of freeze when he stepped back for that pass. They're looking for him to possibly run again. This is going to go to Hillers. He's going to try and bounce it outside. Now try to bring it inside, and he's not going to get that.
He's not going to get to the sticks. Going to turn it over on downs to the defense.
So a good first down play to get him 11 yards, and then kind of stifles a little bit here. All right, so the Cardinals are going to take over on their about 42 and a half. 1st and 10, we'll get to see their offense, see what they're going to bring to the table. Keep your eyes, folks, on number 70 for Broadhead Juda. He's going to play, it looks like he's at the left tackle position maybe. Wherever he goes, that's probably where their running play is going to go. So keep an eye on that, number 70. So on that left side, and that's where he is at, and here goes the run. That's a pretty good run.
Yep, pick up
about a gain of about 9.
Yep. And that was number 42, another senior.
That's Brady Roshine. Sorry if I'm Rosheisen. I'll work with that. Rosheisen.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Another
good
senior,
9-yard gain.
Again,
Yep.
They're heavily. They got a heavy lineup full of juniors and sophomores. Not as many seniors, but they got some really key seniors where they do have seniors.
Kind of their feature players, if you will. Coming around the outside, that's number 22, and he's off to the races. I think he's going to take this one in, Jerry.
Yep.
He's a fast kid. That's that middle linebacker, that Bagley.
Yep.
So that took 3 plays, folks. However,
took one in from about 44 yards out.
Yep. If you remember correctly, we were at Dodgeville. That's how that game started, but you know what happened in what the end result of that one was.
Yep.
So let's see if this can be a bend and not break mentality again for the Hornets defense. Looks like
this has been. I know we've harped on it a little bit, but the PATs, we've been pretty tough. I don't know if we've ever given one up so far this year, at least a 2-point one, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe.
I don't remember too many.
I don't remember too many either. And they're going to try and kick this, and that kicker is going to be their quarterback, 8 Cole Hazley. So let's see what happens with this one. Their kicking game is definitely not strong, but we'll see if he can get this one up and through, and it looks like it's good, just inside the left upright.
Just enough. Got under it just enough.
Yep.
Got a lot of pressure up the center, up the middle. So we're down 7-0 to start, 9:18 to go. Got to regroup, hopefully get another good kick return and start putting another drive together.
Yeah.
We had a good drive going, too, just fell short.
I think we might talk about sustaining and drive again, maybe this.
Oh, yeah.
That might come up, possibly. And it's just one of those things. We got to make sure that we're doing those things, got to make sure we're sustaining those drives. Those first downs, whether that's on a 3rd down play and you get enough yardage, or if you go for it on 4th and you're able to keep plugging away in that's going to wear down on a defense as the game goes on. So we'll see what happens here on this return. Last time it was Fogo. We had about a 20 or 21-yard return up to this near side. See what happens here. Again, take a look at and this is one of the things I noticed too, Jerry, a little bit on the film, is that their kickoff, he's not going to. It's not a Hillers. He's not going to send it into the end zone. So it's almost always going to be a returnable ball. Here comes the approach, and there's the kick. And again, kind of a short liner. It's going to be Fogo again on the return. He starts at the 10. Look for this as an end around. There goes Chambers. On the other side, he's going up the middle.
Nice job. Nice
Not
return.
bad. Not bad. Fogo coming over to the near side, hands it off to Chambers for the reverse, gets up to about the 29-yard line. So gain of 19.
Yeah, we've had good starting field position both times now.
Right, 33, and now the 29, almost a 30-yard line. So good to see that.
Yeah, got to keep those guys honest. They're coming down in their lanes, and
right.
If they don't show discipline, that little reverse can really get you.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think we were the victim of that last year, and I can't remember who that was that we had. Somebody pulled the reverse on us, and it was a big one for him.
If you can get that wall set up, it's
right.
really effective.
Absolutely. 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. And that's going to be Hillers coming to the outside. He's got to get some speed going. There's a little bit of fancy footwork, gets around. Grabs about a yard or 2. He had a lot of pursuit by a lot of white jerseys. Was able to gain some positive yards, about a gain of 3 on that, actually. Yeah, closer to 2, I guess.
Yep, there's Makos, that linebacker I was talking about. He's off that edge, number 57. So another senior.
Yep.
Like I said, their marquee positions are senior laden. So
definitely. Clarkson to the top of the screen. Fogo will be that slot receiver, and Bosworth to the bottom. Boy, you'd love to see Bosworth just take this corner and take him all the way down, wouldn't you? If Ellenson can get enough pass protection here. Here comes the pass coming out to Clarkson.
Nice pattern, nice
catch. Pattern, good catch to Clarkson with the first down. Quick 2-step drop, and boom, go. Nicely done.
Little slant route. That's really hard to defend. Bryson went down and got that ball.
Yeah, hauled it in.
Yep.
Hauled it in, and yeah, took the impact, held on to the ball, got past the sticks, enough yardage for the first down.
Kept that defender on his back and shielded him off and made a nice catch.
You bet. All right, so first down, yeah.
Here we go.
Again, let's make this happen. Here comes the pass. That's Fogo. Trying to do the Fogo special, as he called it last week. Grab that ball and just run over kids.
Nice little first down pickup. Looks like we maybe picked up about 7. 2nd and 3.
Somebody was nice enough to bring this in. Where was it here?
Bogley?
Cole Hosley. So that's the quarterback. Yep, Hosley. So thanks to Shane Miller for sending that in. Appreciate it. Dora Castillo, thanks for tuning in from Uruguay again. We love it. Glad to see you folks. Let us know where you're going. Let us know where you're watching. 2nd and about 3. It's going to be Hillers, and he's going to get stopped in the backfield. I couldn't see. Let's see, 26. That's going to be Blake Mathis coming in from that linebacker position and then cleaned up again by Makos. You're going to hear that kid's name called a lot tonight. So that was a loss of a few. Hate to see that happen. Get that momentum going and want to keep going north and south. Let's see what the Hornets drop on this offensive play. Two receivers right, 1 left. Looks like Lewis to the top. Fogo in motion, and he's going to get the ball going around. And they got a lot of pursuit on him. Yeah. And he's barely going to make – I don't think he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Barely if he did. 4th and about 7 or 8. Probably going to punt this one away, I would guess. 6:23 in the quarter.
Yeah, it looks like punt team coming on. Jerry, we're starting to kind of see that pursuit, from that Cardinal defense. The one thing you want to kind of keep an eye on here, and I'm sure Broadhead Juda's kind of keeping an eye on. Oh, we got to have one more in. Oh, shoot. This might be a penalty. We're going to find out. Yep, there's the flag. Chambers had a chance at him back there.
But I don't think we were set.
No, we weren't. I don't know if that's going to be a re-kick or I guess we'll find out what happens. Whether Broadhead Juda decides to accept that penalty. I think we only had 10 on the field. We had one guy getting in there late. I think that was Nacho Lopez getting in there a little bit late.
You might see them decline this, too.
Yeah. Yep, looking like they're just going to decline that penalty. So 1st and 10 from about their own, say about 42. About the same spot they had it at last time, Jerry.
Yep.
All right, so Hosley comes in with the play. 5:48 left on the clock. Broadhead Juda's up on top right now, 7-0. Looking to score again. They got a power package in the backfield. And that's going to go right at the middle of the fullback. And that's Bryson Clarkson taking him down. Couldn't see the number on that one. 42.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah, that's that
Roscheisen?
Roscheisen. I got to get the emphasis on the right syllable.
I don't know.
Roscheisen. I think you got it right.
I may have it wrong.
If somebody can tell us that one too, that'd be great. Shane Miller, if you're tuning in, if you know that kid's pronunciation too, we'll take it.
Second and about 3. Pretty good pickup.
That was a good game. Yep. And you saw on that one, Jerry, Clarkson, who sliced in there to make the contact, kind of went high on him, got out there on the shoulders, and the kid kept pushing ahead. We talked about this last week at Dodgeville, kind of making those form tackles, getting low, getting the legs out from underneath of him. Looks like a psycho package coming in, and here it comes, and there's the runner, and that's that same kid. Get out there and get him. Stepped out of bounds. That looks like Connor Ellenson on the tackle, and again, that's Bagley.
All the way down, almost down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah.
Really nice run.
That kid's fast. He's got some wheels.
And he's able to bounce it to the outside with that speed.
Yeah. They don't have his weight listed here, but he's a good-sized kid, too. Got to be thinking he's up in probably the 190 category, give or take 180, 190, somewhere in that. He's a good-sized kid. All right, so Broadhead Juda's going to keep it tight. Watch out for a little slot receiver coming on a route here, but it's going to be a handoff to same thing. Right in there, and they're going to call it a score.
Another touchdown for Bagley.
Yep. Kid's a stud. I mean, he's got some good wheels. There's no wonder why they're kind of picked towards the top of the conference.
Yeah, he did a nice job of following his lead block there.
And he had a
lead with the fullback.
A hole that a truck could drive through. That was a big hole. So I got a feeling, and I'm watching him pace on the sidelines right now. Coach Darland's got something to talk to his defense about when they come off the field. And it's just finding those spots, executing, seeing where those plays are going. And it like any good team will, and we do the same thing. It's just trying to figure out, okay, what's that next play we got to make? What are those holes we got to fill? Who do we got to keep an eye on? Who do we got to keep a hat on? All those types of things.
Absolutely, and then Bagley doesn't do it by himself. Those guys up front, they're putting a hat on people. They're firing out. They're winning the line of scrimmage battle right now.
Low snap. It's up, and this one's going to be good. Yep, good.
So we need to start winning some of those battles in the front, up in the front 7. And
hey, nice job. Shane Miller, thanks for letting us know. You're right. What did you say?
Roscheisen?
Roscheisen. I got to get the right pronunciation on that. Roscheisen. All right, so that was Hosley on the kick, the point after attempt. So 14-0, 4:38 in the first. Well, Jerry, the one thing that we can kind of highlight and spotlight, I guess, for us as some positive things in the first half or this first quarter so far. Good field position. Fogo's been getting us the ball to where we needed to be. That last one was a reverse with Chambers. It looks like maybe that might be McDonald, maybe in the backfield with him this time. And a couple of first downs, some good positive yardage, but just a couple of blown coverages, backing us up a few yards, pinning us back. So, and then the thing that we've been hanging our hat on all year, defense. We've got to get that defense started up again and start taking care of business. Here comes a kick, low liner away, and that's going to float out of bounds. That'll be a flag. And I'm trying to see. Lynn Ferguson checking in from Michigan. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate seeing you. You know who that was in the backfield with Fogo? That was Fletcher Harper. I watched them a little bit of the JV game. I was able to come up and watch that. Watching, he had a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, over-the-shoulder catch on the run. It was a toss from Bosworth to Fletcher Harper, and he beat the kid to the outside. Nice over-the-shoulder catch, got some yardage afterwards, and he'll be something to watch as he comes up once he gets a little bit older, getting on that varsity squad. All right, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Offset back formation there. Hiller's behind Ellenson in the shotgun, and it's going to go to Davis right at the middle, and he gets stopped right away. And that looks like, yep, I was going to say Powers, 56. Stopped him for a short gain.
Another senior. This senior class for Broadhead Juda's, they've got some good athletes, good players.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. We got somebody coming in from North Dakota, I believe. North Dakota, it looks like Renee Allen. Thanks, Renee, for checking in with us. 2 receivers at the top, 1 to the bottom. Go ahead, Jerry.
I was just going to say slot formation up on the top and coming this way.
Oh, man. Yeah. That was Blake Mathis on the sack. He slid right in there. Big loss on that one, loss of about 9 or 10.
You know, one thing I'm seeing, Mark, overall is they got a lot of team speed.
Yeah.
It's not just 1 or 2 guys either.
Yeah, I mean, we've rattled off a few names already, and we keep coming back to some of those seniors, obviously, but yeah, it's not just been 1 or 2 names that we've been calling. It's been all over the place. Yeah, lots of players that we've been keying in on. So
they're really starting to bring it too.
Yep. So obvious passing situation here. Looks like Bosworth to the bottom. That's Fogo in motion, and it looks like they're going to try, and he's going to get sacked again. Man, oh man, this time by Emmett Allen. Emmett Allen. Whew. Fast. They're getting past our offensive line, getting in there, slicing in quick. Boy, oh boy. I got another one. Thanks again, Shane Miller. Blake Matthias, number 26. Matthias. We appreciate that, folks, for you guys chiming in for us. Yeah, because we don't always have the correct pronunciation on some of this stuff. All right, here comes the kick from Hillers. Boy, nice punt. And it looks like a fair catch signal. Fair catch. That's by McIntyre. And that's going to start them a little bit better field position that they've had the first 2 offensive possessions, right at about the 45.
1st and 10 Cardinals on their own 46.
Nice punt to kind of get us out of some trouble there.
Yeah, we were kind of pinned back in a tight position there, and it's good to get a little space.
You got to stiffen up on the edge a little bit on defense.
Yep.
I mean,
that's where they've been going on those runs.
Outside and kind of an inside-out off tackle, and then pop it to the outside.
Yep. Ruth Forehand, thanks for checking in from Chippewa Falls. Appreciate that. Here's a motion. They're going to go right off tackle there. That's turning around, and he overshot him. Boy, he had a step. That's number 11, Gunnar Bagley. And I think I got that one right. Shane Miller, if I don't, let me know. Boy, that was he had a nice route.
Yeah, he did.
Bosworth was with him, but about a step and a half behind him. And he just overthrew him.
Yep. Well thrown ball, just needed to put a little more air under it.
Yep. All right, so 2nd and 10. 1 receiver left. Looks like they're going to go fullback right at the front. Right at the middle. That's the kind of defense we needed.
Yep, that's more like it.
It looks like Tyler Brown and Bryson Clarkson and I think Teague Perkins in on that.
Yep, that was Roshheisen on the carry, their fullback, so picked up only a couple. So that puts them in a 3rd and long situation, something they haven't been in tonight yet.
So hopefully this is a sign of those defensive changes happening.
Yep. Making those adjustments, getting people in different positions. And
hey, Jerry, I got one right. It is Bagley. Bagley, I think. Yep.
Okay. Single receiver. Right.
2 receivers.
Yep.
One in the slot, and he's looking to go that way. Now he's rolling out that way. Clarson's on the, and he's going to complete the pass.
Yep.
Oh, and he's staying in bounds.
And that's Bagley.
And that looked like Teague Perkins all the way across the field on him. And
that's Gunnar Bagley.
Is good for a
possibly the brother of Gabe Bagley, the guy that's got the 2 scores so far.
That's a very good possibility.
Yeah.
1st and 10.
Made a nice catch. Drove the receiver off. Did a little comeback route. Caught the ball. Stayed in bounds. Got some running yards after the catch. 1st and 10. Broadhead.
2-back formation in the back, and it's going to go right at the middle again. And this time,
good tackle.
Nice job. That was 33, Colton Stibian on the grab. That was Gage Bagley.
Starting to stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
a little bit.
Good to see.
About a 3.5-yard gain on that one, 4-yard gain. It's a good run, but yeah, again, pursuit. Good tackling, going to make sure that we got those things going on. See what happens here on this play. So 2nd and about 6 on this one. Ball sitting at about the 33-yard line. One receiver to the right, 2 in the backfield. Oh, it's a fumble.
Fumble a snap.
Yeah.
1-3 still.
Woo. Gunnar Bagley jumps on. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't Gunnar Bagley. That was the quarterback, Cole Hosley, jumps on that ball.
Little wing T formation
Yep.
there.
Just a little bit of a loss of yardage on that one. So 3rd and 7, looking for the Hornets defense to kind of hold up here, get a stop. Let's make sure we get something going here for that Hornet defense. And boy, putting them in a 4th down situation would be nice, Jerry.
Sure would.
2 receivers, one at the top of the screen, one at the bottom. That's Bagley to the bottom, and I can't tell. I think I want to say maybe Vondra at the top. And there's the pass. Oh, man, that was a nice pitch and catch. And Bosworth was all over him for coverage. Great coverage, just that slant pass, and gets him that 1st down.
Yep, excellent throw, excellent catch.
Yep.
Really good coverage by Sam Bosworth.
Yeah, it was.
That ball was perfectly thrown.
Yeah, put it right where Bagley could get it. And he seems to be, again, he seems to kind of be that target receiver. And for good reason, you know. 1st quarter coming to an end. Want to give a big thank you to our sponsors tonight. That's Royal Bank. Royal Bank. Royal Bank. And they must rock because they were rocking right there. So Royal Bank, our sponsor tonight. We're hoping to have maybe a halftime interview with Coach Mike Starks, who runs the bank over there. Not a guarantee tonight, obviously, with him being on the sidelines and coaching, but we're hoping to see if we can get him up. Never know. Never know what happens on that sideline. You've been there before, Jerry. Never know what's going to happen on the sideline.
Yeah, and, you know, it's kind of a rough 1st quarter for the Hornets, but what we've noticed in the first 3 ball games, 2nd quarter's been ours. So
yeah,
I hope to see that trend continue.
Either, and it hasn't, I would say that, you know, that 2nd quarter has been ours either offensively or defensively. And I think back to last week against Dodgeville, and it was definitely our defensive our defensive quarter. They didn't score anything. And so here's kind of some of the benefits, folks, of having a kid in the program. I got a little intel from my kid. After 1st quarter, Coach Darling had a little talk with his defense, and his words, I think, and I might be paraphrasing here, but I think I'm right. He said, they're not going to score anymore. Guess what happened? That was it. 1st quarter, they got 12 points. That was all. So maybe kind of a similar talk tonight to the defense. 2 scores right now. Is this an unfamiliar territory for us? You just don't want to, you know, kind of dig that hole a little bit too deep, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, you really don't want to do it against anybody.
Right.
You especially don't want to do it against a top-notch ball club like this team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've come out a little slow, and that's been kind of our Achilles heel so far. But like I said, we've always bounced back and had a really good 2nd quarter. Not only with defense, like you mentioned, with offense,
yeah,
special teams.
Oh yeah.
You know, we've taken a punt to the house in the 2nd quarter.
Right.
So, hey, we get a stop here. Anything's possible. So.
Absolutely. You know, we were talking about that Fenimore game, you know, when we got down on the 1-yard line. I said, hey, silver lining on that, 99-yard drive.
Yeah.
Guess what happened? So, I don't know. Let's see what happens on this
Here
one.
comes a little wing back.
Yep. Get a couple yards on that. That looks like Vondra on the carry.
Yep.
I think that's the first time we've called his name for a carry. But Vondra on that one. Couple yard gain on that.
Yep.
2nd and 8.
About 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8.
Yep.
Ball sitting at about the 25.
Little wing back sweep. Inside handoff. Just snuck him down the line, and our defensive line did a good job of getting some penetration and making the play for a short gain.
All right, Cardinals come to the line. They got Bagley to the top. Single receiver out there. Look for a run play on this one. Sweep action. That's Vondra again. And, yeah, Hillers is going to get him and sling him down. Loss of about a yard on that one. That was a nice pursuit.
Yep, that time they went single back, double wing formation, split left. You know, they're showing us a lot of different looks out of this. Basically, typically a wing T formation.
Right.
But they're giving us a lot of different looks. That makes it a little bit tougher for the defense.
It does, because, you know, Jerry, with a coach, they're going to try and coach the things that they've seen. Well, if you throw something new in, all right, now those are those adjustmars on the fly that you got to make.
Same
so far, looking
formation,
pretty good.
This is
going the opposite way. This time, it's going to be the.
There's that.
Nice.
Yep.
I think that was Teague Perkins in on that initial grab. That was a nice job by Teague.
That was Roshheisen on the carry.
Yep, Roshheisen again.
Many.
No.
He didn't get many.
I think he got maybe 1.5 back. Yep.
4th and about 6 or 7. So.
And Jerry, so far in the first quarter, what we've seen Broadhead Juda go to for trying to get some yards in these kind of situations, they're going to look for them to air it out and probably get over to Bagley again, number 11. He's been their hands guy on those receptions.
Yeah,
so,
he has.
and
He's
Bosworth's been on
split
that
out
side,
over
so
here.
we'll see what happens on that. Yep, he and it looks like Vondra. Yep, to the bottom of your screen here.
Okay, let's get tough on this one. Here we go. Let's get
gotta
a
have
stop.
a stop here.
We got to get a stop.
He's going that
Back
way, looking
pass.
for that pass. And sure, no, man. Nate Fogle looking for
that's
that one.
okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I mean, we're better off that he dropped the ball. I mean, he knocked it down. We got, I'm not sure he would have got much of a return.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I
Nice
mean,
play.
Absolutely.
We got the stop, and that's what really matters. Good job, Nate Fogle. Good job, Hornet defense.
And that's exactly what Fogo needed to do on that play. Just kind of shadow him down there, get in between, try to break that play up. Did a nice job, did Nate Fogo.
Great inside position.
Yep, kept his
First
eyes on
and
the
10
quarterback
Hornets,
too.
Looks like at about the 20.
Yep. Jerry,
Boy, I tell you what, this is our quarter. I'm telling you.
I know.
I can feel it.
I'm feeling it too, buddy. I'm getting a little more excited. All right, so it looks like Lewis and Bosworth to the bottom. I'm guessing that's probably, that's going to be a run up the middle. Good run. Gain of about 1 on that one. I think that was Fogo and Lewis to the bottom, and then was Bosworth to the top. Looks like Alec McDonald's going to bring this one in.
2nd and 9.
Gain a yard on that one. Jerry, got about 131 viewers right now.
Awesome.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Keep bumping that number up. 134. Hey, it worked. All right, here we go again. Ellenson in the shotgun. Hiller's behind him. Davis to his right. This is going to go to Hillers. He's going to try and go up the middle. Nice. Good run. Still
That's a
pumping
heck
the
of a run.
legs.
That's a good run.
Still pumping the legs. Nice job.
And I think tonight with this Broadhead Juda team speed, I think he's going to be better off just doing it. If he tries to bounce it to the outside too much,
Lets things develop a little bit too. Yeah. Yep.
Kind of similar to the Dells team. They had a lot of speed on the outside too, and it's just tough to get outside against speed and athleticism.
Yeah.
Like these guys have and like the Dells had.
Right.
So it's a little tougher. Not saying you can't do it.
Right. So let's see what happens on this one. Hiller's in the backfield. That's Davis behind Ellenson. 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right, and
Timeout.
timeout by Richland Center.
Timeout.
Coach Troxel taking a timeout here.
8:31 on the clock.
Third to short.
Not a bad timeout to take. Talk over what you saw. I mean, Troxel had a chance to take a look at what the defense, their defense was setting up. Good time to take one, talk it over. Hey, we need 2 and get that first down.
And getting some momentum. The defense made a good stop there. It'd be nice to get a drive here going. Move the chains a few times.
Right.
Move the ball down the field and get some of that momentum back that we maybe didn't have in that first quarter. So,
Yeah.
Going to 2
Yeah.
right now.
Get the mojo going.
Yeah.
Get the mojo.
Get the crowd into it a little
Yeah.
bit.
The student section, we heard them. We heard the band playing again tonight. Yeah, get these hometown fans. And if you guys can see in the
We got a heck
stands, you
of
can
a
see
turnout.
you can see in the student section here now. But if we can see the rest of the stands, if we're able to kind of pan out to those folks, you're going to see there's quite a few people here tonight filling up the stands. So that's awesome. We'd love to see that.
It is.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right.
Back to the game. Here we go.
Kind of spreading that out a little bit. It's going to be an empty backfield with Ellenson. And he's going to take it himself.
On 3.
And took a hit, but I think he got the first. See
Well,
where they marked the
he got
ball?
to that yard line. I think they're going to move the sticks.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Nice job by Ellenson.
Really
Empty
nice.
back set there.
First down.
That's what we needed. Now you guys can hear that crowd out there. Needed a little momentum that way. That's good to see.
Tackle for the Cardinals.
I didn't catch who was on the tackle
Might
on
be
that
hurting
one,
at
but
the Richland County Fair tonight because they're all here. Love it.
oh
We
yeah,
got a nice crowd. Really.
it is. It's really good. Good to see these folks out here. Always appreciate the folks coming in to the stadium. It's a great thing to see. Always appreciate you folks at home tuning in. I-back formation here. Ball's going to go to Hillers. Here it goes. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Come on. Come on, Bryce. Nice job. Whoa, taking the camera guy out. That's our camera guy. And he gives him a high five. Form tackle from our camera guy, Roderick down there. That was a huge run by Bryce Hillers. Awesome job.
Nice lead blocking. The blocking was there.
Bryce and Clarkson out there in the front to give that block. That was great. Great stuff. Boy, we needed something like that to
We
happen.
did. I'll tell you what, this is our quarter.
There it is.
The
You
tide
called
is
it.
starting to turn.
You
That's all
called
it
it.
takes. It's a game of momentum. And
Absolutely.
Just keep this going, punch it in.
Folks, if I got a little loud at home, I apologize. I was a little excited about that run.
That was a nice play.
Very good play. Very good play. So here, looking, they're spreading out again. 3 receivers at the top, 2 receivers at the bottom. Ellenson alone in the back.
And you notice the defense has had to adjust to that a little bit.
Yes, they have. And there goes the pass to Fogel. Oh, man, he just overshot him.
Nice ball.
Woo! Great route.
That ball was right there. Route was there.
Yep.
Just a little bit off.
Oh, man. I was up on my tippy toes on that one, Jerry.
Second and 10.
Nice route, though, and again, spreading them out. And, Jerry, I wanted to kind of go back to that. As I started seeing the second quarter, and we were running a few more of those receivers out, spreading out that Broadhead Juda defense. That seemed to be the thing that was a little bit successful for Nuglaris Monticello. That was one of the things that they were able to do, is kind of get them, you know, kind of stretched out.
They're a little more on their heels rather than digging in on them.
Right.
Man, we need a
Here we go. That's Sam Bosworth on the reception. Ellenson backpedaling, gets rid of the ball, hung it up there for a while, which is always a little makes you pucker a little bit, but
got to put a little bit more effort into the blocking.
Yep.
That guy was coming untouched pretty much.
Right. And he had to go up and get it too, and it's, you know, Jerry, we talked a little bit too about the safety of these players and whatnot. In a play like that, I mean, it's great that they got the completion. You want to have that happen, but those plays can turn out, man, they can turn out a little rough sometimes. So we're glad that Sam came down with that ball.
Let's get something positive here. Obviously, 4-down territory.
You bet. All right, so power back formation now.
They got a lot of guys in the box.
Yeah, they do. And this is going to go to Hillers. He's going to try and grab a few yards. Yeah, he's going to get at least one. They stopped the progress. Broadhead Juda thought that they got it.
Came out,
yeah, but I think they stopped progress.
Whistle was blown.
Yep. And Hillers took a heck of a crack on that.
Yeah, kind of got bent over backwards.
Yeah, he did. Looks like they might have lost one on that. All right, 4-down territory here. 6:35 left on the clock. And Hornets are going to take another timeout.
Might as well use them.
Yep. Yeah, you can't take them with you to the next game. So
we need something good here. We need something good to happen.
Draw up a good play, get some offensive, you know. And if Jerry, you know, we keep talking about this game of momentum, and right now, you know, Broadhead Juda's got some pretty darn good momentum happening. In the first quarter, anyway. You've been saying second quarter has been our quarter, and it has been, and you're seeing it now. You know, where we're kind of getting this momentum going, driving down the field, sustaining those drives, making those plays happen. That one pass to Fogel, maybe just a little outstretched past him. The grab by Bosworth, and that run by Hillers. You put those things together, you kind of string all that stuff together, that gives those kids some confidence, you know?
It's nice to see something maybe that gets Connor Ellenson outside here.
Right.
With maybe an option to pass or run.
A little bit of that RPO stuff, yeah. You bet.
Where he can make it read, because he's really good in that scenario.
Right, he is. Yeah, and it seems that, you know, that we've had a little bit more success in kind of spreading out their defense a little bit. But it looks like we're going to go for the field goal here.
I was thinking that in the back of my mind. I really was.
Yeah.
So.
And again, we got one of the best kickers in the state.
We're looking at a 41-yard attempt.
Yep. All right, here we go, Bryce. It's up, and that's good.
Good.
All right, that gets the Hornets on the ball. We're on the board.
We'll take
good
points.
You bet. And Jerry, those are the things that we've been talking about, is that, you know, and what are those other things that get momentum? So maybe it isn't, you know, getting that touchdown or getting that next first down, but hey, getting points on the board with that, and that's a weapon that we've been talking about with Hiller's leg.
Did you see the nonverbal from the Broadhead defense?
The head down thing?
Not a head down, just like, oh my, I mean, it was kind of like, oh, he's not going to make it from here. And then they watched it go through. It was probably good from 50-something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wow.
Oh, there it is.
Wow, this guy's for real.
Oh, the thing that we knew.
He's really the real
deal.
Yeah,
he is, and it's, yeah, we've gone back to that with Bryce. I mean, that is that weapon to have. And high school football is not always, you know, that kicking game. You know, I mean, it just isn't. But you know, when you've got that weapon in your back pocket to be able to use, you can pull it out in situations like this, where that Broadhead Juda defense, again, that kind of bend and not break stuff, but hey, get points on the board for it.
Yep, and you can see that 3 points might come up big here as we progress into this game.
Right.
It could be huge. You know?
Yeah, it's an 11-point spread right now.
Like possibly a 17-14 final. I'd take that.
Oh, I'll take it all day long. If the number on the left of the scoreboard is bigger than the number on the right of the
That's
scoreboard,
all we're
Jerry,
looking
I'll
for.
take it every night of the week.
No, I was honestly, I was thinking that when he called the timeout. I'm thinking, okay, are we thinking special teams here? Maybe. We got one of the best, so why not
Utilize it.
Boy, he drove that ball through with no problem.
Yeah, he did. It's good to see that.
Now you need to put another one right through the goalpost right here.
Yeah. That'll be all right. All right, Hillers with the approach. And there's the kick, and it's going to sail back to about the 5, and that's Vondra. And Brock Lewis is the first one down there, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 26 or 27.
1-2.
Pretty good coverage.
Yep.
Wes Bosworth down there in his lane.
1-1.
Nice job. We'll
Gain
take
of about
that.
22.
This is probably their worst field position.
I think it is, Jerry.
of the
Yep.
night.
So what are we thinking about in the second quarter? We saying that second quarter is ours. So okay, we got some points on the board. Defensive stiffening up. Let's see if they can do that same thing on this series here. Boy, I'd love to see a 3-and-out from Broadhead Juda at this point.
It really would. And you know what? It does seem like that's been our forte is we make a little adjustment on D and it just seems like a whole different game.
You bet.
So
Bagley up to the top of the screen there. Bosworth on the coverage on him. Wingback formation there, and it's going to go up the middle. And that's
Bagley, I believe.
Is that Bagley again?
Gabe.
1-1.
Or was that Roshheisen? No, I think you're right. It was Bagley.
Victorious on the carry. Tackle by number 21.
Hey!
Carson.
Coach Carlson. Nice kick. Thanks. Getting that one to Bryce Hillers. Oh, once a track guy, always a track guy.
Absolutely. Picked up about 8 on the play.
Yeah, it was a good run. Good run. Followed his lead block. Opened that hole up. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. It's going to be another run. Same play, essentially. Oh, man, he's got some yardage there. I think one thing we're going to have to start taking a look at, Jerry, for these runs. Actually, that was Matthias.
Matthias on the carry.
Yep, Matthias on that carry. I think one of the things we're going to have to be taking a look at as this game progresses with their run game, we're going to have to start looking at dislodging that ball out of those running backs' hands. We talked about those turnover battles, too, and how that can favor one team or the other.
Yeah, you know what? Their O-line has done a really good job. They get a really good surge, and they're opening up some pretty good-sized holes.
Yep. Coming to the right side this time. Hey, there's Bryson Clarkson.
Nice play.
Wow, nice job. And that looks like Trevin Thielman, I think, in there with him, too. You bet. I think that was Matthias again on the carry, but Clarkson came in, gain of 1.
Much like what you
Thielman
see
came
from
to help
us.
him out.
A lot of guys playing both ways for them as well.
Right.
The kid that plays on the edge on defense, number 57, he's one of their lead blockers, too.
Right.
So looks like their center, maybe. Oh, he's their left guard.
Yeah.
They're doing they're getting a good line surge most of the time.
Watch this bottom side for that pass. Nope, it's going to go over the top. Oh, it's a pitch to the outside. Oh, man, he's got some yard. Oh, looks like a flag. That might be coming back. Might be coming back. Let's see what happens here.
Flag on the play.
Guessing maybe an illegal block in the back or a hold.
I saw a hold sign.
But he's talking with the Broadhead Juda side. Well, actually, no. He's just waiting for that call to come in. And let's see what the call is.
Stay there, too. Stay there.
Keep an eye on the white hat out there.
Oh,
it's a
personal
face
foul,
mask.
face mask on the defense.
Darn it.
I'll tack that onto the run.
Yeah, that's not conducive for
on play.
a defensive stoppage here. Great field position again for Broadhead Juda. Yeah, it's going to march
they'll
off
end up
another 10
tacking that
yards.
on.
Is it 10? I think it's going to be 10. Oh, man, it's 15.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
personal
good.
foul.
Personal foul. That's right. Darn. So that's going to take them all the way down to about the 12-yard line, Jerry.
1st and 10 Cardinals.
Man.
On the Hornet 13-yard
Yeah, those things hurt. And obviously it was in the interior there. That's where the flag came.
Power back formation. It's going to go up the middle again. Clarkson in on the tackle. Oh, ball's out.
Ball's out.
Let's see what they call on this one.
Whistle was.
I think they're saying the whistle. Yep. But again, those are the things, Jerry, that we're going to have to start taking advantage of. If we can get that ball to pop out and jump on it.
Justin, give me a white hat.
This is that bend and not break defense that we've been talking about. If we can get them to kind of just hold them. And again, I mentioned earlier in the game that their kicking game isn't great. You saw the point after attempt down here. Both of those are made. But they don't have. Their kicking game isn't a strong kicking game. It gets them by.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens here on this. Second and about 8. Wingback formation again. Everybody tight in on the line. Motion. And he's looking for that end zone pass. Oh, he's wide open. Somebody blew their coverage.
Yep. Gunner.
Gunner
Bagley.
That's Bagley. He just went right off that tight end edge. Ran that little seam route. Put him right in.
Play action.
Yep. And you saw everybody was tight in out of that, and they started to distract with that motion in the backfield. And so, yeah, Bagley, he just released right away and right up the field. As soon as he got past that secondary, you saw his hand go up and said, hey, I'm here, throw it in. Dang. Again, folks, we told you, kind of going into the onset of this thing, Broadhead Juda is no slouch in their football program.
They've been strong for a long time.
Yeah, they have. It's a pretty established, well-run program here.
There you go.
Snap goes up. Comes in. 3 Hornets in the backfield, but
Kick is good.
he's able to kick it over top of the
Your score, Broadhead
defenders.
21, Richland.
All right, 21-3. 21-3. Thanks again to our sponsor, Royal Bank. Appreciate those folks getting us or bringing you the live stream of this evening. So Mike Starks and Royal Bank down there. Hats off to you folks for doing that.
Yeah, we really appreciate it big time.
Hey, keep tuning in, folks. I see 150 on the stream right now. Thanks again. Hey, Jerry, one of the cool things about this live stream is that the coach is able to get some analytics about how this all works. And so he was showing me some comparisons from last year to this year. And, we had a little bit of our glitches, and it was our first year doing this last year. So, there's some of that stuff that kind of goes into it. But, boy, the viewership has gone up tremendously. The number of minutes watched, I couldn't believe it, Jerry. Over 45,000 minutes of video watched. That's unbelievable. Incredible. And that's all hats off to you folks out there. So thanks for tuning in. Here comes a kick, another kind of low end over end. It's going to be Fogo backing up to grab it. And he's got lane to the outside. There he goes up the middle. Still on his feet. Nice return. Hey, Fogo. No, he was down way before that.
Juda's showing.
Give me a white hat, Justin.
Wow, they're saying that they got the ball back?
Yes,
oh,
they did.
man, I thought he was down well before that.
Yeah, you saw that from their sideline.
Yeah.
Really nice return, but it didn't end the way we wanted it. Ball on the turf, and 1st and 10, Broadhead at
he lost it before
39.
he went down. Man, oh man. Again, just some of those costly mistakes that we can't have. Fogo was trying to make something happen in that, got into a crowd. Somebody ended up stripping that ball out, and Broadhead Juda gets it back, and defense right back on the field.
Yeah. Not what you wanted for the defense.
No. All right, tight formation again, so
come on, D.
Run or watch that seam. Now this is going to be a pass.
Oh, there's a hold. Just.
Oh, down goes Eric.
Oh.
Hope he's okay.
I hope he's all right.
Holder's passer, number 80, Brady.
Let's hope he's okay. I think he's doing all right.
Pretty good shot.
Trying to help him get it back up. And
right now. Alec McDonald on the coverage.
Yeah, we brought the corner, I believe, or whatever. Could be, a linebacker. Cole Brenninger off the edge there.
Yeah.
The guy just got underneath the pad. Looked like maybe he got a hold of him a little bit, but he just didn't quite get to the quarterback to give him enough pressure on that.
Yep. One receiver to the bottom of the screen. Is a handoff going off to the left side. Fauno's lead blocker.
Bagley.
Guess who's lead blocking? Number 70, Bagley. And again, oh my goodness. My goodness.
Bagley.
Wow. Number 70 is Colton Butke, I believe is his name. And you can see him just leading that hole open. And that was one of the things that coach had talked about. They wanted to kind of key in on that number 70 because where he goes, that's where that play is going. And he was a lead block, and man, that hole just opened wide open for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he was touched on the entire way in.
It's kind of been the Bagley and Bagley show.
It really has. It really has.
All 4 scores.
Man, oh man.
On the left, Robert. Yep, perfect.
All right, so here comes a point after attempt.
I'll cut to you right after this pick.
Somebody's got a birthday down there. And I got to give that girl a shout out. That's Peyton Klingeman, senior cheerleader. Peyton Klingeman turns 18 today. I told her I'd give her a shout out and embarrass her just a little bit.
The PAT was good by Hosley, and it makes it 28-3. Just 3:47 to go in the first half.
So Jerry, what's from a coaching standpoint, and you're talking to your defense, what are those things that you're going to say? Well, how do you address those? How do you address those items that have seemed to be so far for Broadhead Juda just consistently working for him?
Yeah, it's a puzzler. A lot of it's just the little bitty mechanics, little bitty things with tackling, fighting off blocks. They're just right now they're just kind of having their way up front, and it's a credit to them as much as it is a discredit to us, I guess. And it's just hopefully we can make a few adjustments here and there and start making some of those things happen.
Yeah.
No, they've got a nice offensive attack. They really do.
Yeah, go ahead.
They can come at you different ways,
Right.
They can throw the ball. They've got multiple running backs that can run the ball. And,
yeah, a lot of weapons.
And their offensive line is impressive.
Yeah, they are, and they're moving things around in that offensive line. This is going to be, I think, Brock Lewis, a speedster. Here we go.
He's got a gap.
Here he goes. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds by the kicker.
Nice run back.
A very nice return. That takes him up to about the 46-yard line. Return by Brock Lewis. Maybe this is our spark, Jerry.
There you go. And, you hit on it earlier. We've had great field position tonight, and we've started in some really good situations here. Even the last run back that we fumbled was a good run back. So
right.
We've had some good returns, and now we just got to capitalize.
Exactly, kind of keeping that momentum from the special teams, working that in on offense, making some things happen. So let's see what happens here.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't like that. Yeah, that's going to come back
we
fine. No, we definitely weren't. That's going to be a procedure call.
Looked like we had movement over on that right side.
Yep, and I think I saw Aaron Davis too, a little confused in the backfield about what that play was going to be. That'll probably back him up 5, it looks like. Yep, false start, 5-yard penalty. And again, those mistakes that, Jerry, you can't, I mean, they can be killers sometimes. 5-yarder, probably not that big of a deal, but then you start putting those in succession, and then that starts to become an issue. So, all right, so 1st and 15. Looks like Pauls is actually in at quarterback this time.
Looks like that number 70 that you were talking about, that's such a dominant offensive lineman, he's one of their inside linebackers too.
Yeah. Yeah, again, playing both ways. They're a solid team, and they've got those position players all over. So 3 receivers to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom. This is Drew Pauls at the QB position. He's going to throw it, and that's to Sam Bosworth, and he gets labeled. Woo! Wow. There comes a flag. Maybe targeting on that one.
Another flag.
Another flag. Oh, boy. Let's hope these aren't offsetting. I think the first one might have been a targeting call, Jerry. We're going to see if that's what that is. I'm not exactly sure, but and then that second flag, I don't know what that second flag was, but
this will be interesting.
Yeah,
that's that lineman you were talking about that is,
right.
Is the targeting.
He's kind of their stud, yeah. So let's see, big coaches or refs conference here. So I'm wondering, Jerry, with all this talk, that maybe that second flag that came in might have been an off, against us. They're kind of trying to figure out what's going to be the situation here on this. So let's find out. Keep your eyes on the white hat. Flags are going to get picked up. And it looks like they're waving off the flags.
Okay.
So let's see what happens here. Offsetting penalties. Oh, no. Arms out. Is that unsportsmanlike? What is that call?
That is.
Unsportsmanlike? So that's his first. And I'm wondering, because Jerry, I was able to kind of pick it up here just a little bit. It looked like he brought his shoulder into Bosworth's helmet, and I'm wondering if that's what they called. So that's going to march off another 15 yards after the catch. Always good to have that guy handy. Surround. All right. Defenseless receiver was the call. Left his feet and he got labeled. So again, they're trying to protect those players. Paul's on the run. Nice.
Nice pickup on the play.
Well, you'd like to see him put that. He was kind of carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. I was hoping he was going to put that thing away, but
yeah, made something out of nothing though. Big play. Nice job.
Very
Drew.
good. Very good. Receivers recovered, and so Paul's decided to tuck it and go.
Picked up 5. 2nd and 5.
Yep.
Nice.
3:19. Nope, under 3 left on the clock here.
Nice decision.
All right,
Boy,
moving the
really
ball.
Nice to punch one in here. Come on, Hornets.
All right, here we go. One receiver top, one receiver bottom. Broadhead Juda is packing that. That looked like procedure, but
yeah, maybe a neutral zone infraction.
yeah, I would have
wasn't
thought
sure.
it looked like he had kind of left a little bit early.
Side judge had a little different look at it, and
Yep.
that's all right.
Gain of about 1 or 2 on
Picked
that.
up a yard. Yep. 4 down territory. Let's make something positive happen right here.
Yeah, at the very least, getting a first down is going to help us out tremendously. But boy, it'd be great to be able to punch this thing in before
I know we still
halftime.
got a timeout left.
Right. All right, 3 receivers to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. We're going to spread them out, empty backfield. Drew Paul's in the backfield this time. All right, let's see what happens here on this call. Paul's going to keep it right at the middle, and he's going to be pretty darn close to that first down. Just a half a yard short, maybe.
But nice to get a hat on that backer because
Right.
wasn't a
Yeah,
whole
a lot
after
of green in front of him. Yep.
Fourth and a yard.
All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens with this play. And Ellenson's going to bring this play in. And Lewis is going to come off. So we talked a little bit about that with Ellenson. You know, he's going to go in that quarterback position, or sometimes he'll go in that running back position. He's going to come into the outside this time in a receiver position. You can see Broadhead Juda scrambling to get to their spots. Power back formation here. Oh, and it's going to be a high. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to be Broadhead Juda ball.
Yeah,
no
I
matter
think you're
what.
right.
Because that was we turned it over on downs no matter what.
Right, right. Yeah, that pitch went real high. Drew Pauls was getting a ton of pressure on him when he went to release that ball, and it went real high.
Yeah, they had him kind of wrapped up when he
Yeah.
made the pitch. That's a tough pitch to make.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Almost one of those ones that you'd rather just kind of eat, go down with it. Darn it. Not what we needed there. $1:11 left on the clock. Best hope for this is to try and keep them off the board here. Defense got to get up to the ball. Watch a pass. You got Vonder to the bottom of the screen, Bagley to the top. We're showing blitz. It's going to be. No, nice job. There it is. That's what we've been needing. That is what we have been needing. Brock Lewis came in and tagged him. Boy, we needed Jerry. We've been looking for that all night.
Brock Lewis, one of the recipients of the Gary Schwartz Player of the Week last week, along with Nate Fogel.
Right.
Boy,
we needed that.
That was a heck of a charge.
And it takes time off the clock too. It you know, that's not an incomplete pass where it'll stop the clock or nothing, and clock is running. And like we said, you know, if you can keep them off the scoreboard here, that's going to be huge, helpful for us.
It is.
All right, Bosworth on the defense at the top, McDonald at the bottom. It looks like Thielman, and they're going to hand this off right at the middle.
That was, yep.
That was Roshheisen. Yep, and he's not going to quite make the first down, but Broadhead Jew is going to take a timeout. 21 seconds left on the clock. He's got about a yard to get to the first. All right, so 21 seconds left on the clock. Broadhead Juda taking that timeout. It's been a tough road to hoe tonight,
It has.
Jerry.
It's a good ball club. We knew that coming in.
Right.
You know, they're going to take advantage of things that some teams won't. And they're a quality team, and we've seen a lot of what they're able to do in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've been showcasing some things, and like you and I had alluded to earlier, we haven't been singling in on 1 or 2 or 3 names. We've been going down their roster, up and down it for some of these impact players that they've got. So yeah, they're pretty strong all the way across the board.
Yep, their line is athletic. They've got lots of overall team speed, and that's usually a sign of a good team.
You bet. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left, and that's going to be a pass to the top. And that's Bosworth on the coverage. And I think that was to Brady Malkow. Another senior and another name we've called.
Yep, another one of those senior captains.
Yep. 15 seconds left on the clock. So Malkow getting out of bounds. That's going to put a halt on the clock.
And you know, the other thing you've seen tonight is their quarterback, Cole Hosley. He's really got command of the offense. Throws a good ball.
Yeah. He's been pretty darn accurate.
He's a good player for him.
Yeah, they kind of got a lot of the package put together. A little pressure up the middle. Getting up there. Nice job, Alec McDonald.
Alec McDonald getting up there and knocking that ball down.
That ball was intended for Vondra, and Alec McDonald comes up and gets in the way of that one. That was a nice deflection.
Yeah, when you're a D-back out there, one-on-one coverage, you're kind of out on an island.
Yeah.
You made a really nice reaction to that pass.
Jerry, one of the things I was going to say earlier in the broadcast, the thing that I am noticing from Hosley is that when he drops back into that passing pattern, he pretty much looks to decide that he's going to go. I haven't seen him kind of go across the field and run through those progressions or anything, so maybe the Hornet defense will kind of key in on that. Power back formation here, wing back, I'm sorry. Back for the pass,
there's some
little
pressure.
Screen. Oh, man, here comes a flag. And another flag.
Passer, maybe?
I'm not sure if it's roughing. I think it might be both ways.
The half
I think
is out.
Half is out. I think there's going to be offsetting penalties. I think that was West Bosworth, and he got really lit up.
If it is a defensive penalty, the half cannot end.
Right.
If it's offsetting, then it can.
Then it will end. Yeah, he got, and that might, I don't know. Let's see if that one's going to be an unsportsmanlike. Again, a targeting call. Let's see what happens here. Man, oh man.
Not
that
sure,
was
but Hosley got dumped pretty well.
Yeah, and then, I think you're going to see offsetting possibly on this. So I think we're going to have a roughing the passer, and I think we're going to have maybe a targeting call. Personal foul on us, roughing the passer. Personal foul. Offsetting, and that'll end the half, I think.
It should, yep.
Let's take a look here, unless they're going to wind the clock back up. I'm not seeing them. Now it looks like Broadhead Juda is going to take a timeout. I was going to say, I think that, oh no, they are, yeah, they're probably going to put some time back on the clock, possibly.
So, again, there is no time on the clock. It's showing zeros.
Yeah, so we're not sure exactly what's going to happen here if they put something back on. I think when that play started, Jerry, if I remember correctly, I think there was 5 seconds left on the clock. So let's look to see if they put that back on, because right now the clock is showing triple zeros, which would have ended the half unless they're going to just keep it at 0 and just let the play run, and whenever play happens, because there's 0 time left off.
They might do that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, and again, this is my lack of knowledge of the rule, I know if there's a defensive penalty, the half cannot end. With offsetting, I'm just not sure. So with them taking a timeout and no time on the clock, I'm wondering if they get one more play.
And it's kind of looking that way.
Yeah, it's really looking that way a lot.
So the clock and non-factor on this one, the biggest factor on this one, no score.
Yeah.
That's the biggest factor. And you're going to probably, I don't know, I'm looking for them to pass it probably. Either that or they may just kneel it down. I guess we'll see what happens here. They're in a really tight formation. Watch that tight end slip out for a receiving pass, and there both of them go, yep, there comes the pass. And he's going to try and sling it down the field, and he's got somebody overshot, and it's going to go in the end zone, and that'll be it.
That should be the last play of the first half.
Unless we got something else that we don't know about, but yeah, that should be the end of the half. Well, folks, like we told you, Broadhead Juda coming into this conference, they're the real deal. They're nothing to shy away from. Strong team.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff put together for them, offensively, defensively. I'd say maybe, Jerry, the only part that they might have a little struggle with would be maybe their special teams a little bit.
Sure.
But beyond that, I mean, all other extra points have gone in. I would say just their kickoff is the only thing that we can maybe kind of ding them on, and that's really that's about all.
They're doing a lot of things well, and I'm not. It's hard to sit and point fingers at our defense or our offense. I mean, you got a Broadhead Juda team that's very talented,
right?
And they're doing a lot of things well, and that's making it difficult for us.
Yeah, they're kind of showing why they're picked to possibly win the conference this year, because they are pretty darn well put together. 28-3 score right now, and it's adjustments.
It is.
Those are the things that we're going to have to worry about and really kind of key in on, and whatever those adjustments might be. And if it was, kind of going into the coach's mind, if they're a one-dimensional team, shut down the run,
right.
Okay, that's something.
Right.
But we're seeing they're not a one-dimensional team. They've got a lot of different players doing a lot of different things. And, we haven't, even with an offensive thing that we've been talking about, usually with an offense we'll key in on a quarterback or a receiver or a running back. We've been talking about their O-line a ton tonight.
We have. And you know what? We've seen it in all 4 games. When it's been about our O-line and our front 7 on defense making plays, we've been tough to beat.
Right.
And tonight that's their case. Their front 7 on defense has been pretty decent, and their offensive line is impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
They open in holes. That's the thing that I've been most impressed with. And even with the coaching staff looking at that, hey, 70's going to pull to the left, that's where they're going. Even that, but they're executing those things really well. They're executing their blocks really well, their assignments really well. Whether it's blocking down or a kick out or whatever that needs to be, that offensive line is doing the job, and you're seeing the result of that.
And that Bagley kid's got a burst.
My goodness,
he's a heck of a runner. He's probably one of the most talented runners I've seen so far this year.
I would agree.
And he's got that burst. I mean, when he gets to the outside, he can
kick
kick it in another gear. And
I was just going to say that.
It's another gear. I mean, he can move. He can really move. So he's a nice player.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and again, he's one of those kids that you always have to account for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put a hat on a hat or whatever, but you kind of always have to account for, because it may not just be the run. It might be him maybe leading a block, or he, they've got so many weapons that they can use. And so it does make it tough on a defense.
It really does. Like you said, what do you key on? It's tough. If you roll your guys up in the box, they come at you through the air, and they can do that too. That the other, I'm assuming it's his brother. The other Bagley's got some talent. That kid's got some hands.
Yeah, yeah, and we're seeing that on display. I mean, with those passes, I think the only passes that he hasn't completed yet are just ones that he overthrew. Everything else that he's put near a receiver, they're coming down with, and the kid's got an arm. And again, those receivers, they've got some gloves, they got some hands to reel that stuff in.
Right, and I think I'm not saying there are some things we can do better, and there are some things that we can do that can slow these guys down. Hopefully, turn the ball over a little bit, get some good field position for us in the second half, and get back in this one, because we can.
Of course.
But I'm just taking my hat off to them in the first half, because they came out and they had a good first half.
Yeah, they really have. Again, putting those things on display in a multifaceted attack. I can't even keep track of how many kids actually off their lineup that we've mentioned. It's got to be at least, it's over a dozen that we've already talked about so far. So yeah, pretty well put together football team. From my understanding, their coach, let me look here, Jim Mattias, I think he's been at it for a long time.
Okay.
So he's been doing this for quite a few years, and there's something to be said about that. When you get that consistency, we've been talking about that. How many? I mean, our first game, just with the Dells. The last year we were the last thing that they were thinking about.
Yep.
And our offensive line consistency was just kind of all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So we buttoned that down the next game, and it showed in Fenimore, that we can do those things, make those adjustments, get that consistency, get some positive things out of it.
I think too, if you want to hang your hat on some positives for us for the first half, you mentioned special teams. Our special teams, we've had great field position.
Right.
We've done some really good things there. I don't think we've had a lot of penalties. I don't think we've made a lot of mistakes that way.
Just a few.
You haven't seen a whole lot of flags. You saw towards the end there with the personal foul and stuff.
Yeah, a couple of offsetting, and that's kind of like a no call, I guess, if you will, because it doesn't hurt either side. But
games 1 and 3, it was just laundry laden.
Yeah, it was.
It was almost like sickening to watch, because there was just so many penalties,
right,
both ways.
Right.
And this one's been a little more cleanly played, and that's kind of fun to see, and that's a credit to the kids bouncing back from last week. In that sense.
Yep.
We've stayed away from a lot of the
disciplined play.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, I think there's some positives to build off of. We've made some good plays in the backfield. You saw the sack by Brock Lewis.
Right.
If we can pull that off a little bit more in that second half, get in there and get to that guy and make his life a little more miserable, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, get him thinking about, hey, where's that weak side pressure coming from or that backside pressure coming from? And if that's in the back of his mind, maybe that makes him rush a throw a little bit and we can get a receiver or, a defender in there. We saw a couple of those. And so speaking of that, Jerry, we saw Nate Fogo come in and break one up. We saw Alec McDonald come in and break one up. So, those kind of underthrown balls or whatever, if, hey, if we can get one of those and, make some returns on those kinds of things, why not take advantage?
I think back to the one really, really good pass play that they ran in that first half. And I mean, you can't have better position than what Sam Bosworth did.
Right.
I mean, that ball was perfectly thrown. Sam was right there, and that kid made a heck of a catch. And so, I mean, it's just they've executed, and that's the name of the game in football. Come out and just out-execute your opponent. So far, that's happened.
Yeah, it certainly has. We've been on the wrong end of it.
Yeah, so it's hard to swallow.
It certainly
really
is. But okay, I'm going to go back with the silver linings if I can. It gives your ball club an opportunity to look at those things about what do we need to do, right? Here's the things that they're taking advantage of. What do we need to do? So I don't want to forecast too much, but we're thinking, Broadhead, Juda probably towards the top of the pack. Valley's going to be towards the top of the pack. Thinking we're probably going to be towards the top of the pack in this conference run. But now, as we're looking through these things, it gives you a little something to think about when that Valley game does come up. We know that they're going to be a tough opponent. And I'm not saying that you got to look that far ahead or anything like that, but this kind of stuff will stick in the back of your mind. Those kind of similarly run offenses where they have everything kind of put together. This gives you those opportunities to key in on those things and maybe not make those mistakes that next game.
Yeah, and you don't want to look ahead. And I get what you're saying, and you're exactly right. I know we've got the Valley game last, so those two teams are going to clash between now and then.
Right,
they're going to play, and so it'll be interesting to see where they're at.
Yeah, what happens with that? I mean, there's a lot that a coach, and these coaches will, a lot that you can pull out of something like that when you get those two teams working against each other. We've had the experience with Broadhead, Juda, obviously with tonight, and then, down the road we'll get that experience with Valley, and, but again, folks, we're not looking, we kind of look a little bit that far ahead, but we don't want to just put that as the next thing.
And we're not even looking ahead from this game. This game's long from over. We're definitely in striking distance, and things can turn in a hurry in football, and that's all that's got to happen. We just got to start making some plays. We got to have some breaks go our way.
Right.
And anything can happen. And not only that, like you said, if you find some things that work well against a team like this, those are things you can kind of put in the back of your mind because they're probably going to work against anybody.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'll find it for you, dude. Here we go. We're not a commercial yet, folks. We're just yakking away. Got it. All right. Yeah, so Jerry, it's a tough, and that's coaching football, playing football, those things, I mean, all comes around, and it's a chess match.
Oh, absolutely.
What's their move going to be? Can you anticipate that move? What's our move going to be? Are they going to anticipate it? All of those kinds of things. And we can't get a pan down right now, but you can see, we can anyway, see the coaches down there on the sideline getting all those heads together, all of those guys, all that experience, all that knowledge. Hey, what are these adjustments that we need to make?
Yep.
What do we need to do?
What are we going to be able to do that's going to be successful against these guys?
Right.
And that little powwow took a little longer than normal, and that's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot you have to think about because there's just a lot of things they did well in that first half, and we've got to try to adjust so that doesn't happen in half number two.
Yeah, they really did, Jerry. I mean, this is, and I think, and I'm not sure if we alluded to this at the onset of the game or not, but we said, this is going to be, of the games that we've had so far, this is probably our stiffest competition, and you're seeing why. Up and down the roster, we've been going with these kids' names, playmakers all over the place. Been calling out a lot of seniors, but some underclassmen too. I mean, it's not just seniors. So, it's they got a well-rounded program there.
Yeah. It's just anytime you play somebody that's really, really solid, and this team obviously is, every little mistake you make, it just gets magnified.
It does.
It really, you know, you might get away with it against certain teams. These guys are going to make you pay. And that's a mark of a great team. And that,
it is.
And maybe I'm giving Broadhead Juda too much credit. I don't think so.
I don't think you are either.
I think, you know, now you look and you go, hey, these are some things we can do in the second half. Let's do this. Let's try this and see what does maybe is more effective than what was in the first half.
Yeah.
And you know, I go back to what I said last week at Dodgeville. You know, let's win a quarter. Let's win 2 quarters. Let's win 3 quarters. You know.
Yep.
And so far, we really haven't. And so it would be cool to come out in the second half and just
win some quarters.
Yeah, win some quarters and see some difference. Get ourselves back in the ball game.
Yeah.
Because it's very possible. And Broadhead Juda, they haven't hurt themselves. Maybe it's time that they will.
Hopefully they're due for something.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're due. Well, folks, stick with us. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be back in just a little bit with more Richland Center Hornet football. Stay with us.
Thank you.
That's right. At Royal Bank, our employees make decisions locally, which means for flexibility and fast decisions. As a community bank, we truly love all things local, which to us means getting to know our neighbors, supporting local businesses, and being involved in our community.
We're thrilled to be part of the Richland Center community and thankful for the warm welcome we've received.
Go Hornets, go! One heart, one community.
Hornet Football Summer Camps Incorporated proudly welcomes you to our live stream this evening. We are grateful to both school districts for allowing us to provide this service to a regional and national audience. Our organization is independent and not associated with the Richland School District. Any discussion in the live stream does not necessarily reflect the views of the Richland School District.
It's on. You're ready to go. Hey, folks, thanks for coming back and joining us.
We have got the special guest here at halftime, the birthday boy.
Yeah,
Mr. Tim Woodman.
Our resident rules expert, we call him. Come on out, don't be shy. You're never shy. Your wife will say that you talk to everybody, just like mine does. Well, give us our analysis. First half analysis. What do you think, Chief?
Brodhead Juda is a solid team.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of stuff. They're pulling that guard. We knew about him coming in. They're just doing a good job executing. Our guys are doing a pretty good job staying home. Maybe tighten up that containment a little bit more in that second half, and don't give up the big play. I mean, that big play's been there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
it has.
Yeah.
It has. We were kind of talking a little bit about a lot of the offensive weaponry that they have on their team. It's the run, it's the pass, it's the draw, it's the. But one of the things that Jerry and I were talking about earlier was that we've talked about their offensive line. This team's offensive line, I think, more than we've talked about any other team's offensive line.
Yeah.
And just tonight in the first half, and it's kind of a testament to what that team is made of, how they're built, and they're not the biggest guys out there, but boy, do they sure execute well.
No, you said it. We were watching a couple guys down here. We were watching them in pregame warm-ups, and just athletic is the key right there.
Yep.
These guys are athletes. They know their role, and they do their jobs very well. I'm very impressed by how much movement they get. I mean, you're pulling your left guard completely around the right side, and he's the lead block for these plays. That's an athlete right there.
Yeah, it is.
We talked about their overall team speed. It's kind of incredible, really. And then of course the Bagley kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that burst. He
Puts that second gear. Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a burst.
Yeah. No, it's a new half. These guys, I'm sure they're making adjustments here at halftime. There's some opportunities, I think, out there on the field for us to take advantage of.
Right.
And I'm sure the coaches are going to get the boys dialed in.
Yep.
And hopefully we got a little bit better turnout here in the second half, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Chalks a little bit during the week, and one of the things he was talking about was kind of looking at that, almost like 6 to 12 yard pass. Kind of those are maybe some of their softer spots on their defense. But the ability to make that happen, you've got to give your QB a little bit of time, and we're seeing that their pass rush is, again, nothing to shake off. They've got some, like you said, I think that might be maybe our word tonight as second half. They're athletes. Those kids will make it happen.
Definitely.
Yeah. So 27 again this year, right?
28.
Oh, 20.
Okay,
oh, I was
close.
off by a year. Dang it. Dang it. You get a few more years on you, you're going to go bald like me. All that hair is going to go. Hey, fair this weekend, too. I know you're a big 4-H guy.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think earlier in the week you asked me if I want to go help clip bunny toenails.
Yeah.
I turned you down.
We
Just
missed
not
you.
my
We
thing.
missed you. It was a long night. It was a long night, but we got it done. But could have used you.
I'm sorry. Next year maybe. Yeah. So fair, going great this year. Last year a lot of the COVID stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, that was
good
tough.
to see this happen again this year.
Yeah, it's good. So far, a lot of good community support. Obviously, Fridays are kind of tough. Friday nights, a lot of football games going on.
Sure.
But we hope everybody comes out to the fair this weekend. Come out tomorrow and enjoy the fair. Hopefully, you can make a good day of it. So
I can't remember who posted the picture on Facebook this morning. It was an early morning picture, and it was just the sunrise with the Ferris wheel
That's
behind. I was
sweet.
like,
Yes.
oh, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
to see that again.
Yep.
So, yeah, I know we missed a few kids up at school, because they're showing things at the fair and whatnot. Awesome participation from those kids, getting them in there and involved in things like that.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a few football players out here that are quite involved in the fair. I see
Absolutely.
a bunch of them kids. I mean, these kids, they put their heart and soul into a lot of things year round, and 4-H is one of them. So it's good to see these kids partake in a lot of different activities around the county. So.
Absolutely,
It really is.
absolutely. Well, Tim, we thank you for coming on
thanks
up.
for coming
Happy
up.
birthday to you, 28th.
Hey,
happy
I was up.
birthday.
Appreciate
Sorry
it.
about that.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
All right, bye. Take care. Have
Hey,
a good
take it
second
easy.
half.
Well, hopefully we'll be back in touch with you on another rule interpretation down there.
Thanks, Tim.
That's our rules analyst, Tim Woodman.
Our resident rules expert, we call him, Tim Woodman. All right, so 12 minutes on the clock. We're starting third quarter here. Hornets are going to kick off, so Broadhead Juda is going to be on our offense. And, we've seen what they can do already, so I'm not sure what the delay. Oh, here we go. Now we're going. All right, Hiller's on the kickoff. Here's the approach and the boot. High end over end. Going to be fielded at about the 10 from Vondra. And he's got a lane, a big one. Holy smokes, there he goes. And it looks like maybe Teague Perkins in on that tackle. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he had a lot of green in front of him. Big lanes to get through.
And that Fletcher Harper, I believe, too.
Was it Fletcher Harper on that too? Man, good field position, about the 48. They're going to start. This is that was one of the stories that they had for their first half too, Jerry, was starting good starting field position. Yep. So everything was started in about the 40s except for one. I think we had him back at about the 22. All right, so there's that guard that we were talking about on the right-hand side, number 70. Keep an eye on him. If he pulls and goes left, that's where the play is going. He's going straight ahead, so that play's going right. Sure enough, there it is.
Yep.
Looks like Stibbe and Fogo in on that tackle.
Yep, and that was Roshheisen on the carry. Pick up about 8.
Yeah, it was a good run. Followed his lead blocker and got right up there. All right. So let's see what Broadhead Juda does here on their second possession. All right, one receiver right. Hornets showing a little bit of blitz coming around that left side, and there's that lead blocker again.
Yep, there's Bagley.
And there he goes again. And that kid is tough to take down, and man.
Yeah, nice run.
That Budke kid is just, he does a great job, and I think, again, Jerry, going back to what Tim said, athleticism.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, those kids have some athleticism. That kid's getting out there in a hurry and opening a hole. Great lead blocker. That was a big gain. Puts him on about the 35-yard line. So first down for Broadhead Juda, one receiver left. That's Bagley. Wingback formation again, and that's going to be the other Bagley, I think. And, oh, my goodness, is that kid shit? No, see you later. There he goes.
Hey, shifty.
Man, oh, man. Good wheels, kicks in that second gear. He is just running wild. I think that was Clarkson that finally got him out. We're just having a hard time finding an answer for those weapons, Jerry. It's really putting a test to our defense.
Gabe Bagley is the real deal.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Man, he just bounces around. He's got a lot of speed. Yeah, like you say, he got good balance.
I was just going to say that, too. I don't know how many cuts he made on just that one play. It had to have been at least 3, but maybe even 4 or 5. I mean, he just really shifty, gets a plant leg in and goes. And they got Bagley to the top of the screen. This is going to be a jet sweep out this way, and look who's leading the blocking.
Vondra.
Easy.
There's 70 again.
Yep, that's Budke. My goodness. Wow.
Yeah, they're. Well, you heard Tim say it at halftime. They're just really athletic at every position.
Yeah, I'd like to know the metrics on that Butke kid. He looks a little bit taller, maybe, I don't know, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. But he's not an overly large kid.
Nope.
I mean, maybe 180, 190 pounds. Maybe I'm shorting him a little bit.
But he runs very well.
Oh my goodness, he's galloping out there and just.
Yeah, he can get out there and get ahead of the block.
Yeah, you saw the block that he put on McDonald down there, and he just. I mean, man, oh man, yeah, they got the full package going on here. Hornets looking to get a hand on this kick, and they did.
Blocked.
Teague Perkins. Boy, did we need that.
Yeah, we had a lot of close calls in that first half, but he seemed like he just got it up.
Just enough, yeah, just enough. All right, so Teague Perkins comes in with the block, and much needed block. Maybe slow a little of their momentum down. I know it's only a point, folks, but every one of them matters. So, well, can highlight our receiving team.
Yeah.
Our kick receiving. I mean, they were doing well in the first half.
Coach Clerkin's getting them ready right here. And
yeah.
Getting them all lined up, make sure they know what they're doing.
And get a good return again.
Yeah, put a hat on somebody and
hold on to the ball.
Let's get the ball up the field like we have been. It's been really good.
It has. All right, Fletcher Harper in the backfield again with Nate Fogo. I'm telling you guys, keep an eye on that kid as he goes through the program. He's there's a reason I call him Flash, and just like his sister, she was a bullet in the water. So is he. I've seen him swim a lot. My son's on the swim team too, so broke some records this year. So hats off to him and his swimming teammates. Some relays and some individuals did Ryan. But I told him, I said, hey, buddy, watch out. That Fletcher Harper kid's coming up behind it. Man, is he a fast kid. And I told you a little bit about that JV game where he had great, beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. So let's see what happens here. Here comes a kick. Kind of a short one. It's going to go Harper's way. Oh, and he overplayed it. And he's a freshman, remember. And he's going to get wrapped up right about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned other sports, and just want to give a shout-out to the volleyball team again with a big win over Lancaster last night. Currently in first place. So we'd like to stay there if we could.
Yeah, a sweep of Valley the week before and a sweep of Lancaster last night.
Yep.
Hornets soccer, I'm trying to think. Geez, who did they play? It was a 0-0 tie for one game. I think that, oh, man, I'm trying to remember. And I apologize. I'll find that out. And then they were at the Dells tonight.
Okay.
And I think it was a 5-2 loss tonight. But some positive things going on with that program, too. There's a run up the middle. Looks like Aaron Davis.
Oh, nice churn. Nice job. Was that Aaron?
I think that was Aaron Davis on the carry. Sure enough.
Yeah, sure was.
Boy, about a gain of 9. Great run there. Needed that. Get a little offensive momentum going here. Girls swim, River Valley Richland Center co-op team is going to be at Lodi tomorrow.
Okay.
Lodi. And Lodi is kind of the top competition for the RC-RV girls swim team as well. I-back formation, one receiver left, one receiver right. I believe that's McDonald at the bottom. Oh,
bad
boy.
Snap.
And you hope we jumped on that one. And it's looking like we did. Yep, just a bad snap.
Saw that ball come out right away.
Yeah. Yep.
Third and short.
Well, long one, short two here.
Yep.
Got to get this first down. This is a tough one if you're going, if you're thinking 4-down territory. This is a tough spot to be if you're thinking 4-down territory. So,
exactly.
Get the first instead, huh, Jerry?
I think so.
Let's see what happens here. I-back formation again. Ellinson's going to be under center. Lewis to the bottom. I think that's Bosworth to the top. It's going to go to Hillers. There's a first down.
Yep.
There we go.
Nice run.
Needed that big time. That's a little momentum going. Home crowd giving them the approval.
That's good for a Hornet first down.
There it is.
Thanks to the announcer, Corey Thompson.
You bet.
Letting the home crowd know that was a Hornet first down. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate you getting your services up here, helping these folks out. All right. So 1st and 10. Looks like the ball's at about the 33-yard line. I-back formation. Clarkson to the bottom of the screen, I believe. And I think that might be Bosworth to the top. It's going to be a rollout pass right over the top. That's Nate Fogle with the ball. Running. There we go, Nate.
Good run.
Yeah, boy.
Brought down by Bagley.
That's the Fogo special. Nice little pitch and catch. It's a nice gain on first down, Jerry. You'd like to see that, positive yardages.
You bet.
5-yard chunk, that's
Nice.
good. That's a lot more manageable for second and third if you need it.
Nice little play there. They drew up. They had Clarkson clear out that zone and brought brought Fogle on the underneath pattern.
Yep.
Nice little play.
All right, now we got 2 receivers to the top. I think that's Bosworth and Fogo, and I believe that's Lewis to the bottom of your screen. I-back formation, Davis in front of Hillers. Ellenson under center. The snap is going to go to Davis. There's some yardage.
Straight ahead.
Boy, and I think there's another first down. That's got to be awfully darn close. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, it might be our answer to dealing with all their athleticism. Just
Yep.
North, south, put a hat on straight up and just.
It looks like they're going to measure this one.
Okay. A little
Yep.
bit short.
It's pretty tight. They're going to bring out the chains on this one. Yeah, heck of a run by Davis. That's been 2 good ones. That first run he had was a gain of about 9. This one, gain of, we're going to call it 5. It sure looked like he got the first down, but again, all depends on kind of where the spot is. So
Sure.
Let's see what happens here. All right, let's see the chain stretch. And they got it laid down. That's a Hornet first down.
Absolutely. There's another one.
All right, Hornet first down. Nice run by Aaron Davis. Kept the legs churning just like he did in that first run, that 9-yard run. Hey, if those cheerleaders had a good arm, maybe we get a couple of them right up here.
Betcha.
They're tossing out T-shirts tonight, folks. Tossing out T-shirts out of those cheerleaders. Hats out to that cheering squad. Jody Imhoff again and her girls. I think, like Jody said, 26 years that she's been doing this. So, again, big hats off to her. Great to see that again too, Jerry. You know, having the cheerleaders, having the fans in the crowd, student section. We heard the band earlier. All great things to see here at Vita Strip Field. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Single guy in the backfield. That's Hillers looking for the protection, and that's kind of a wobbly throw going over the top of. That went over the top of Lewis's head. I think there was a little confusion on that pattern
there. Miscommunication possibly. Look like Brock cut off his route a little bit underneath, and
Ellenson thought it was going deeper.
Connor thought he was going long.
Just riding that seam all the way down the edge of the field, and so a little miscommunication on that one. And it looks like he's talking to the receiver coach right now about that. Just a friendly reminder from Coach Harris down there. Coach Harris is a new addition to the Hornet football program, so hats off to him to joining this crew. Those wild and crazy guys. Awesome gentlemen down there. All those white shirts you see down there, great folks down there. 1 receiver left, 1 receiver right. This is going to go to Hillers, and boy, they sniffed it, but he's got some yardage. Man, oh man.
He did a nice job of getting something out of that.
Yeah, he did. He really, he was stopped for probably about a 3-yard loss, and I think he maybe got a half a yard. Maybe they're backing him up. Yeah, not much on that one. Maybe a loss about a foot. All right, so the first down pass, incomplete. Second down run, loss of about a yard. Third down, let's see what they draw up on this. Jerry, you'd like to see him, kind of connect one of those deep passes.
Yeah.
On a seam route or in a post route or something, just to stretch that defense out a little bit. You can see they're all packed in tight. See what happens here in the shotgun snap. Ellenson's looking to guess who was on the pursuit, Butke. That middle linebacker.
That kid's, he can move.
Yeah, he's got speed, folks.
Some wheels.
He's got speed, folks.
You saw some of them right there on that play, that closing speed.
Right.
I mean, that's their pulling guard on offense.
He's reminiscent of Clarkson in that respect with that closing speed. We talk about Bryson Clarkson. He's kind of got that burst, that extra gear to get back there in the backfield and wrap guys up. Seeing the same thing with Butke. Boy, is he doing a nice job. Both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball.
Got 2 guys deep, Vondra and.
Can't tell who that other one is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And Hiller's is going to kick it away. And that should have been a flag for roughing the kicker. Oh no, they're going to try and help him out. Yeah, I thought that would have been a flag for roughing the kicker after he kicked the ball and he got kicked, or he got pushed down.
I think in that situation,
because he moved, I don't know.
He becomes a runner, I believe. That's a gray area.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's like
One of those things that I'm not sure on that, Jerry, what the procedure becomes on something like that. So, but you know what? He got the kick away, gets him down about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he was in serious trouble there for a while.
That was McIntyre in the backfield with Vondra, by the way, on that receiving.
Oh, on the receiving?
Yep. McIntyre with him. Hats off to Hillers on that one because he did a nice job of being able to get some separation and get that ball down the field. Yeah, absolutely. Looks like maybe a false start.
Yeah, I don't think they were set at all.
I don't think they were. Let's see what the call is here. Yeah, looks like a procedure call. False start. Broadhead Juda. Hey, we'll take the 5, Jerry. We're going to need it.
You bet.
Going to need it. All right, so 1st and 15 after that penalty. Then backs him up to about just past the 30-yard line. So let's see what happens here. If we can get an answer for Butke, maybe that slows the run game down a little bit. But boy, I'm telling you, that kid is he's an athletic kid. And then, of course, they've got the passing game to go along with it. So let's see what happens here. He's pulling, going this side. And who's that in on the play? I think that's Nate Fogel. No, Brock Lewis.
Brock Lewis on the play.
Brock Lewis, Teague Perkins in there, I think, as well. Boy, that's what we need. And I think Brock just kind of got around the defender there and was able to shoot into that backfield to see the carry coming in. See if we can take it. Yeah, he just got around, sliced in through, and was able to make that play. Nice job by Brock Lewis. I don't think there was a gain, maybe a gain of a yard on that.
Yeah, if that. It's still 2nd and long.
Yeah. Good play there. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of an answer. You can see number 70, Butke, lining up just left of the center. Watch him if he pulls. If he doesn't, it's probably going to go to that left side where he's at. And he doesn't pull, so here comes a pass, actually. Rolling out. Lots of space. Oh, boy, let's see if this one gets... Bosworth was on the coverage there.
Really
I'm not sure who that pass was to. Was that... I think that might have been Bagley again.
It looked like Gunnar Bagley, yep.
Okay. All right, so 3rd down and 14. Hornets are putting themselves in some good defensive position here. Bosworth had some really nice coverage on that one. That was I think I remember the first pass or two that went to Bagley. Bosworth was on that coverage, and it was tough for him to stay with him. Nice seam route or whatever. Sam stayed right with him on that one. Here comes a jet sweep around this side. Guess who's leading the charge? Butke.
Nice play.
Yep, I think that was Vondra on the carry, and I think that was Alec McDonald in on the tackle.
A little finish job from Bryson Clarkson.
Yep. Hold up. I think we got an injured player here.
Going to be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, he will be. And we're going to take an injury timeout here.
We've got a Broadhead Juda player down on the sideline.
From what I see, it looks like he's grabbing his leg. Maybe it's a cramp. I don't know. Actually, he's got both legs up right now. I think that was Vondra on the carry, if I remember correctly. I can't see his number from right here.
This may be him on the ground.
I think that is, and they're stretching out both of his calves, so maybe it's a cramping thing. I'm not sure. Yep, now he's getting up.
Yep,
yeah, that looks like a cramping thing. You can see him kind of hobbling off, and I'm guessing that's probably what it was. He had two Richland Center coaches trying to stretch that kid's calves out. So that's almost almost one of those things where you see where they start pushing on those toes and holding the heels. You're probably seeing that as a cramp calf.
Yep. Looks like a little bit of officials timeout with that injury and chance for kids to hydrate.
Yep. Grab a drink and get back to it. Well, 4th and 4 it looks like here, Jerry. Yeah, I've seen him across the field right now. Their athletic trainers trying to stretch him out as well. 4th and 4. Broadhead Juda bringing the offense back on the field, and it looks like, they're going to go for this 4th down territory. And, Jerry, honestly, why not? I mean, if I'm a Broadhead Juda coach and the way they've been playing tonight, I mean, they've been pretty darn dominant, so give it a shot. Here comes a pitch to the outside, and there he goes. That's going to be your 1st down, and I can't.
He's just so good at using his blocks.
Yeah, he is. That's Bagley again.
We had that outside edge shut off, and he just bounced it back to the inside.
Yep, made that cut and brings it in, and another 1st down, 4th and 4, and there you go. Yeah, just well-rounded, well-disciplined, well-coached, as you can tell. I mean, you're not going to have a team that does the things that Broadhead Juda's doing tonight and each of the other nights they've played if they're not well-coached. So hats off to the coaching staff over there on the other side of the sidelines. They're doing a really bang-up job with these kids, is the Broadhead Juda coaching staff. So power formation here. And that's straight ahead. And I can't tell.
That may have been Roshheisen.
I think it was Roshheisen. Nope, actually that looks like it was Matthias. Sorry. Matthias on that one. Good run. Again, gets him a first down. Just picking their lanes, you know.
Yep.
Great vision for those running backs and patience. You know, letting that thing develop, finding out where that lane is, exploding out of those,
yep.
Just getting positive yardage. They're doing all the things they need to do.
And nothing real cute, just straight football.
Smash mouth stuff. Here comes another handoff right up the middle, and guess who?
That's Matthias again.
Matthias again with about a 15-yard gain. My goodness. That looked like Emmett Allen. I think he's their center, if I remember correctly, leading the charge on that. He was 15 yards downfield right with Matthias. So, again, offensive line getting off the ball, pushing those black jerseys back. Boy, oh boy, they're just, whoo. A well-oiled machine, Jerry. A well-oiled machine.
It really is.
All right, so Bagley down to the bottom of the screen. And they're going to go right up the middle again. And this time,
there was Stibbe.
There's Colton Stibbe. And Nate Fogle kind of plugging a hole up there. Looked like Tyler Brown coming across as well to help clean that up. He's coming off the field right now. Connor Elmahan going back in.
Second and about 7.
Yeah, not a great gain on that for them comparatively.
Right.
You know, they've been doing a nice job of getting some offensive gains on those runs. Kind of held them back on that one a little bit. Everybody in tight except for Bagley to the top of the screen. And it's going to be a pitch coming to this right side. Oh, we got some backfield penetration if we can just take him down. Boy, he's a slippery kid.
Easy.
Yep.
But you can see how he got to that edge.
Yeah.
You know, I think we had a good pursuit angle.
Yep.
He's just got some wheels. I mean, he's just fast.
Yeah, the kid, he's just got speed.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he's a great weapon for them to have, you know, and they can utilize him that way because they've got all these other weapons to do too, you know. I mean, they can get to where they need to get to, and yeah, he's got some wheels, does that kid. Maybe a little bit of nitrous in those shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be.
Man, oh man, he's fast. Hornets are just having a tough time, you know, getting into the back. We had a little bit of backfield penetration. We just couldn't wrap him up. Motion in the backfield, and it's going to go to, no, it's a
option.
Keeper.
Quarterback keeper.
And he's going to walk it right in, untouched. Man. Hosley on that one. It was a RPO, and Hosley said, hey, got a lane out here to the left-hand side, and in he goes.
Yep, still had the option to pitch it if you wanted to, too.
Right.
Didn't need to, but
right,
it was there.
Yeah, they're just, man, they're putting it all together tonight. So I'm guessing, Jerry, a lot of the other teams in our conference are going to be looking at this game tonight, too, and just seeing what they're doing because they are, I mean, again, they got it all put together.
Yeah, and these guys are, as we mentioned earlier at the onset, these guys are new to the league. They're not typically in our league. They would have been last year, except for COVID. They decided to opt out.
Oh,
there's another block.
Oh no, they're hanging on to it, and they're going to try and run it in, and no, they won't get it.
Stop.
They won't get it, so they're going to get stopped. So again, Hornet special teams doing what it can.
Nice play.
It looked like it was kind of not a great snap. And let's see what. Yeah, he couldn't get the ball down. He's having a hard time getting the ball down and placed. They faked the kick like they were actually going to kick it. He went through the motion and tried to roll it outside. And Hornet special teams brings him down short.
So I'm wondering because I know these guys opted out last fall, along with New Glarus Monticello. I wonder did they play spring ball then?
And Jerry, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to guess probably. They might have been one of those, or them and New Glarus Monticello both maybe being one of those teams, or those teams that opted for spring.
Sure.
So maybe. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
That's right. At Royal Bank, our employees make decisions locally, which means for flexibility and fast decisions. As a community bank, we truly love all things local, which thus means getting to know our neighbors, supporting local businesses, and being involved in our community.
We're thrilled to be part of the Richland Center community and thankful for the warm welcome we've received.
Go Hornets, go! One high, one community.
All right, so the kickoff from Broadhead, Juda. Fletcher Harper's going to try and bring that up, and he bobbled that reception, and you can see Broadhead Juda maybe kind of angling those kicks towards him. Again, he's a freshman. He's fast, but that's a little bit of that inexperience talking. But hats off to the kid. I mean, he's getting in there. He's mixing it up. Hopefully that turns into some positive things as we go along in the season.
You betcha.
Hornets back on offense here, starting at their, looks like at about their own 22. And, folks, you can see the clock winding. That's that point differential, 35.
35, yeah.
It'll keep on running. They call that the continuous clock if you're unfamiliar with that. One receiver left, one receiver right. Ellenson under center. This looks like it's going to Hiller. He's going to try and bounce to the outside. Now we got a lane. Here we go. But you can see, again, Jerry, that's that closing speed by Broadhead Juda. They've just got some, man, they've got some great athletes. Great run, though, from Bryce Hillers. I mean, he gained probably another 6 or 7 yards after that initial contact. Just kept the legs pumping, got the head down. Brings him up to about the Broadhead Juda 48. So on the other side of the field, big first down. That's about a 32-yard run.
That was a very nice run.
Great run. Needed that big time.
Yep, there you saw some of Bryce's burst. You know, he's got that acceleration too. Flag on the field,
and I'm not sure.
Encroachment on the defense.
Oh, they're looking at the clock, keeping the clock running. Oh, no. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
I think you might be right. I did see the hands on the hips, which means an encroachment penalty.
Yep. Usually it's somebody lining up in the neutral zone.
Yep. So that'll give him 5. All right, so 1st and 5. Clock is running. We got a $1:20 left in the third. Hornets could take advantage of this, get him on the board. Boy, it'd be awfully nice. All right, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Ellenson in the shotgun gets a snap, and he's going to keep it himself, trying to find a seam, and gets one. And that might be off. Oh, and then we got a flag coming at the end. Oh, boy, let's hope this is on them and not us, but I got a feeling. Not a good one.
Yeah, not in an area where it's usually good.
That's holding. Well, that negates the first down that we would have had. And, Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, and if you know this, I think it takes 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Is that right?
Yes, it does. Yep.
So this could end up being like a 1st and 15.
Yep. The official usually tries to throw their flag in the area of the penalty, and so it would be 10 yards from there.
And sure enough, it's going to put them right back at the 45-yard line. So now we're looking at a 1st and 15, 16. Oh, those are the penalties that we're saying we couldn't have. I mean, we got a momentum. We got 5 yards on their penalty. Had a nice run there with Ellenson with the keeper. Here comes Hillers. Blow the play dead. There we go. Gets a few of those back, but he ran into a swarm of Cardinals over there. A lot of white jerseys around him. And that's going to, I believe, take us
that's the end
to
of the third quarter.
Tough sledding. So getting some info from some folks. I'm guessing these folks are probably from Broadhead Juda. Yeah, they did play spring ball, and they were 6-0 in that spring ball league. So,
yeah, they didn't have any playoffs. There was no postseason in the spring, where we had the 2-round playoff system in the fall, which was a little bit different. So, yeah, this is a good outfit, and I know. Like I said last year, I know the plan was for them to play in our conference last year. So Same with New Glarus Monticello. So, yeah, we're going to fourth quarter here. And again, we've got that point differential thing, so you're probably going to see the time run off rather quickly until we were able to cut within the 35-point differential. So if we're able to get inside that, then it'll go back to a normal running clock. So we got a good drive going here so far. If we can keep it going and stay away from some of these penalties, take it down the field and punch one in here. Here comes Ellenson at quarterback. Got Bryce Hillers in the backfield. Got a little trip formation to the right.
High snap. Here comes Ellenson looking. He's going to take it himself. There's that shiftiness we've been talking about. Boy, he gained quite a few of those yards back that we lost on that holding call and gets us into a lot more manageable third down, probably third and about 4 or 5 here, Jerry.
Yeah, you saw Connor make a few people miss over there. Very reminiscent of the way he can be in the open field. A couple guys tackling air. That's what you see when you see him get in the open field like that.
All right, so third and
Good
4
run.
here.
Good run, Connor.
That was a short break between third and fourth quarters, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Getting this thing rolling, I guess. All right, one receiver right. I think that's Brock Lewis up to the top of the screen. I think that's Nate Fogo. Nope, flip those around. Sorry, Sam Bowser to the bottom and Brock Lewis to the top. There we go.
Here's
Nate
Fogo.
Fogo. There he goes. There goes Nate Fogo. Hold on to the ball, Nate. Into the end zone for a touchdown.
Nate Fogo. Nice play.
Boy, oh boy, that was a nice little screen across. They kind of had a little jet sweep, a little delayed. Boy, we needed that.
Yeah, that was big.
Man, oh man.
That'll get that clock stopped again, too.
Yeah, it will.
That was a nice play.
Good to see that. Good to see that. Hey, and you know, Jerry, here's the other thing that shows. It's a don't give up spirit.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
You know, you're down 40-3, and you know what? To heck with it. We're still playing ball. We're gonna try doing everything we can to score, and there it was.
That kid that came up at safety to tackle him, I don't think that was going to happen.
I don't think so either. That was the Fogo special.
Yeah. It was like, okay, you get too close, you're gonna pay.
Yep. The hold and the kick is good.
Nice kick.
All right, so 40-10. Stops that clock with just under 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's that no-quit attitude, and
Yeah,
I love to see that. And you know, coming from a senior captain like that, you just see he charged into the end zone, celebrated after the score.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and you know, Nate. if I know anything about Nate, I know a little bit about him. When he saw that corner coming over to try and Nate was going, no, not tonight, buddy. I'm making it into the end zone. So good to see that happen. No quit attitude. Fogo wants to take it to the end zone. Shout out to him. Nice work, kid. Nice little pitch and catch. Great design play on that one.
Exactly, and you saw the burst out of him. You know,
Yeah.
he got into that second level and he kicked it into gear, and he was off to the races into the end zone.
Yep.
Just a great play, great design, everything.
Yeah.
Great execution.
Good to see that.
Yep.
Well, let's see what happens on the kickoff here.
The kick for the Hornets, number 28, Bryce Hill.
All right, so Hiller's in here on the kick. Maybe an onside?
Yeah, it's kind of looking
kind
that
of
way,
loading
isn't
it up that way, aren't they? Nobody in the backfield. They got one in the backfield. And he's going to squib it, and it's not going to go far enough. Nope. Nope, he just didn't. Try to go for a squib kick there. Just didn't get enough on it. He needed a little more oomph on that one, but not too much.
Right.
That's a tough kick to make.
It is.
That's not an easy one. And if I'm right, Jerry, you tell me if you know anything about this. On a squib, you want to kind of try and get maybe a little bit almost on the top of the ball, so it kind of gets a little bit of that hopping.
If you can get some air into the ball, you
right?
know, get it to bounce off the turf and get some air. That buys you time to run and get down there and cover it.
Right.
If that's what you're trying to do, it looked like that's what he was trying to do there.
All right, so Broadhead Juda taking over on their 40s, an R46.
There's Bagley.
Handoff. Guess who? Nice tackle by Bryson Clarkson. Helped out by Aaron Davis, it looks like. But again, nice carry, but gain of about 5.
Yep.
Perkins in on that too. Thought it was Davis, but might have read it wrong. Broadhead Juda, I don't think they've taken any of their starters out, Jerry.
No, I don't think so either.
30-point lead and getting these kids reps. All right, so 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. This is, you're going to have Vondra and Bagley. Ellenson and Bosworth out there in the coverage for these guys. Look for the handoff up the middle, and there it goes to that same side.
This is
Ellenson's. Yep. Oh, and now we got a flag coming in. Maybe a hold?
Could be. That's kind of the area where you would expect to see that.
I think that was Matthias on that carry, number 26. Let's see what happens here on the flag. Holding
against
Broadhead
the
Juda.
Cardinals.
We could use about, I don't know, 9 or 10 more of those maybe. Back them up some more. Take advantage if we're your Hornet defense. So we're going to spot this ball, and it's going to be 10 yards, remember, from where the action happened, and evidently it was pretty deep into the play. Takes them back to a 2nd and 13. 8:50 and counting on the clock. Hosley taking his time bringing that play in. Obviously, they're just going to milk as much as they can. They're in no big hurry. Same formation this time. Those 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Bagley and Vondra look for that handoff, and it's right at the gut again. And this time, I think that's Colton Stibbe on the tackle.
There's Roshheisen on the carry.
Roshheisen on the carry, and Stibbe in on the tackle. Solo tackle on that one. He did it all himself. Good job on Stib. Got him that lost yardage back to the line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 here. Just on the other side of the 45 for Broadhead Juda. Here comes the play in. Little under 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter here. Again, your score 40-10, Broadhead Juda. And again, making everything happen the right way for them. All tight formation here. Watch for this pass. Yep, right over the top.
Yep, there's that
Clarkson,
Melcall.
Yep.
Another senior.
And it was just one of those real fast 2-step drop, zip pass. And you notice that, I think that's about up at the 2nd or 3rd time that they've run that tight formation. Everybody's in tight.
Yep.
They just drop that tight end straight down, get him about a 6 or 7 yard pass, grabs it, turns and looks, makes some positive yardage on it. Enough this time for getting him a first down, and they needed 10 and got it. Actually got about 11 or 12 on that one, to be honest with you. All right, Bagley at the bottom of the screen. Wing back formation again. And here he goes, left side. I think that's
Roshheisen again.
Yep, sure enough.
Brady Washington on the carry for the Cardinals, brought down by number 33, Colton Stibbe.
Stibbe on the tackle again. Gain of about 8 on that one. Good run.
2nd and 2.
One thing I'll say, Jerry, that we had talked about on the other side was, trying to get that Broadhead Juda defense worn down. I'm not saying that ours is, but, they didn't get much on that one.
No.
I was just about ready to say something about that, with our defense kind of, maybe kind of being on their heels and tired. We've seen them on the field an awful lot tonight. So, but I tell you what, they didn't bend at all on that one. No gain whatsoever.
So no gain by a swarm of Hornets.
Thanks, Matt. Matt, our producer, giving us a nice little picture for Jerry and I up in the booth.
So we got 3rd and short here.
5:40 on the clock. Here comes that
Bagley.
backside. Yep. And there he goes. There he goes. Butke in the lead block again. Shocker. Man, oh man, that kid. Good grief. You just seen 70 in the, just opens things up.
Yep.
So that'll start the clock again for a running clock. 5:31 right now, so after the point after attempt, that clock will start rolling again. Yeah, Jerry, they're just putting it all together as Broadhead Juda. They've got plenty of weapons to use, and they're using them all. I don't think they're leaving any bullets in the clip tonight. They just keep on firing, man. And they've got it all put together pretty darn well. Our defense, you know, we did have a tough task coming into this thing today.
Yes,
And we knew that. Coaching staff knew that. Players knew that. We're just seeing how tough of a task that was. And barely gets it up again.
Yeah, sometimes
sneaking it
sometimes
through
too
for
when
the
you're
point
watching film, it's sometimes film can be a little deceiving as far as speed.
Right.
It's really hard to judge what kind of speed you're going to be up against. These guys definitely have that across the board.
I was just going to mention that too, Jerry. Yeah, it's not just like the running back has the speed or the quarterback has good rollout and can burst it upfield. There's every single player that's wearing a white jersey tonight. Man, they got wheels.
Yeah, they do.
Across the board. And this is tough. I mean, you know, for a team that, you know, we're definitely, I mean, we're still in that rebuilding phase. I don't think any of those coaches would tell you that we've got it all put together right now. You know, so there's things that we're working on. And tonight's one of those games where, again, like I said before, your silver lining is you get to see those things. Hey, this is what we need to do. Yep. We got to button this down. We got to tighten this up. We got whatever those things are that the coaches are going to talk to these kids about. You know, in film, they gotta. I mean, and
it does. It exposes your work areas.
Right,
the stuff
right.
You need to work on.
And any good team is going to tell you, you know, you can't go out to a game being complacent. There's always stuff to improve on.
Sure.
And these kids are seeing it tonight. What are the things that they need to improve on? Here comes the kick. Kind of a low liner again, and this looks like it's going to be Fogo this time. Fogo coming up the middle, looking for a seam, and gets upended.
Yeah.
Tried to go over top and got stopped. Looks like at about the 26 or 27-yard line. Again, a decent return.
Yeah.
That's been kind of one of our bright spots tonight is our special teams.
Our kick return team's done a nice job.
Yep. I'm not seeing any unfamiliar numbers over there on the white jersey side of the field. No. Keeping all their starters in. .452 on the clock right now. Stoppage of play here. Did we get I think it was Broadhead Juda that maybe took that timeout.
Again, we'd like to shout out to our sponsor tonight, Royal Bank.
Appreciate them doing that again. Before we get out of here, just want to give you some names to give a shout out to. This is our crew, if you will, up here helping Jerry and I do all the things that we do and bringing this to you. We got our camera operations. That's Justin and Gage, Jose and Broderick. Assistant producer Josie and Matt, our producer. You guys do an awesome job out there.
Outstanding.
It's great stuff, man.
Outstanding.
We don't get to do any of this without you guys, so hats off.
Hats off to all of you guys.
You bet. If there's any hot dogs left over, you might have yourself a treat tonight, all right? I'll see what I can pull out. Yeah, great crew that we work with. You can see those folks right there. Yeah, there they are, a couple of camera guys right in front of us. If you can see us in the booth, you can see Josie off to our, let's see, I'm not sure which way that'd be. There she is. There's the point. And that arm that you just saw, that's Matt McMorris. He's our
they do an awesome job.
There he is.
You
know,
know,
their producer.
Their night starts long before anybody else's, and it ends long after everybody else's.
Ain't that the truth?
They put a lot of time in.
I got here at 6 o'clock tonight, and those guys are already here setting up. So guys and gals. There's a kind of a psycho package in there from Butke. He's coming in, and oh, man.
Ouch.
He just confused our offensive line a lot, and they got in.
Drew in there? Was that Drew Poles?
I think it might have been. That was Hilario on the sack. First time we've called his name, but another kid on the depth chart. Whew. He blazed in there. But you saw Butke kind of just he was circling around kind of like our psycho package where we don't have anybody set for anything. That middle linebacker, you see him here, he's doing it again. He's kind of creeping up. The snap's going to go off a little faster. And that looks like Davis, and he just ran into a wall. Again, Butke in on the tackle there. And I can't see who the other one was that got in there with them. See if I can get a number on here. That might have been Matthias. Sure enough, Matthias in to help him out there. So, again, folks, these kids from Broadhead, Juda, I mean, they're playing both sides of the ball. We've been talking about Butke on his pulls for the offensive line. He plays a middle linebacker. Matthias as a running back, and see him in as a linebacker as well. They're stout, and just stout across the board. 3rd and about 18 here. Probably a passing situation. Look for a show a blitz and then off. And it's going to try to go over to Bosworth.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my.
Nice adjustment on that pass.
Oh, and Sam is
Just
upset with himself. He just couldn't pull it in.
Just couldn't put it away.
You're right,
what
Jerry.
A nice adjustment on that ball.
Yeah, he did. He did have a nice adjustment on that. And just, man, oh, man, it hit his hands and just a little, just not enough grab. A little more gorilla snot on those gloves there, Sammy. Boy, it was, and we were looking. I was just going to say, Jerry, I said, hey, look for a passing situation here. I mean, it's 3rd and 18. It's an obvious passing situation. However, they didn't have it covered very well. Bosworth kind of, made that adjustment to try and get the pass, and another low snap. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kick it away, Bryce. Oh, this is not going to be good. It's going to end up, and he did kick it. Go, jeez.
Get away from it. Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. There you
now
go.
let it die. There you go.
Awesome.
Holy cow, hats off to Bryce Hillers.
How did
he do that?
Pull that off?
Holy smoke.
That did not look good.
Hey, Bryce, don't be upset with yourself, kid. It's a heck of a play, bud. Because if he doesn't get out of the grab of that kid, that's a safety. It's a 2-point.
Yep.
Did a heck of a job eluding that defender and getting that, and still kicking. And it's holy cow, it's a decent kick. They're sitting at the 39-yard line for crying out loud.
Yeah, you made an awesome play.
Yeah, Bryce, don't get down on yourself, bud. Not at all. Telling you what, a lot of other kids would have folded under that and just taken a beating down there. Buck 35, and it looks like victory formation here for Broadhead, Juda. So clock keeps winding down, buck 23 and counting. Coach going over and talking to his kicker right now. And it's, you and I, Jerry, both know what that is. It's just a sign of frustration. And,
Sure it
and
is.
Bryce is upset not about that play.
No.
I mean, that play and amongst many other things, Bryce is the kind of kid that he wants things to turn out on the positive end of our team, as all of them do.
Yep.
He's a competitor. That kid is a competitor.
Absolutely.
He's looking for that W every night, and he was just upset with how that all kind of played out. So 51 seconds left in the clock. And Broadhead Juda will kneel it one more time, and that'll run out the clock. On a really, it's a tough loss.
Yep.
A lot of things happened in tonight's game that were, I kind of want to say, out of our control, if you will, to the effect that Broadhead Juda had everything working well for them tonight. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, Jerry. If we're saying that, these guys in Valley are going to be kind of your jockeying back and forth for first place, Valley's got their hands full.
I think
certainly.
So.
They're
good. They're a good ball club too.
Absolutely.
But I agree. It's going to take a good ball club to beat these guys.
Yeah. I mean, they've got the full. They got the full package all the way across the board. And you kind of see that slow walk from those Hornet football players. But man, oh man, you can't hang your hat on too much, man, because they came up against a powerhouse team tonight. Boy, oh boy, they are. I can't say enough about them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they kind of left me speechless tonight. I mean, I knew, again, watching some film and seeing what they had to bring to the table, but boy, they put the whole package together.
I think what impresses me the most is how much talent they got across the board.
I was just going to say that too.
They have a couple of stars. Obviously, Bagley's a star.
Bagley and Bagley.
and both of those guys, and then Mr. Butke too, just an animal as far as pulling guard and then defensive inside linebacker.
Right.
But honestly, across the board, like you said, we pulled out names all night, and it was just like, oh, who's this kid? Who's this kid? They really are a good team.
Yeah.
And good teams are the ones that are tough to beat. I mean, it's just it's going to take somebody pretty decent to
knock them
guys.
off. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And good teams, coached well, getting everybody involved, all aspects of the game, all of those things, putting all of those together. Jerry, I mean, if we're doing that, if our team is doing that every night in and night out, we're going to be the same thing as, we're going to be the same thing as what Broadhead Juda is. They've got that established program. They've been doing this well. They've been doing it, for quite a while. And then, that starts to set the stage for expectations, too, with those underclassmen coming in, filling in those spots. But, we keyed in a ton of seniors for them tonight who did a tremendous job offensively, defensively.
Yeah, and, we talked about, we found out these guys did end up playing a spring season.
Yep.
Went 6-0.
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
No.
it's just, this is a good outfit. I don't care who the opponent is. You better come in and you better have all your ducks in a row, because these guys do a lot of things and a lot of things well.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I was going to say too, Jerry, is that there's not a single play. They weren't just all run, or like up the gut in between the tackles. I mean, you definitely saw Butke pulling in there. That was going to try to be their spot to go. Which, if it's going to work for you, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They'll keep doing that. Then all of a sudden you see this little tight end, 8-yard pass right over the top, or a tight end and another guy crossing, and then all of a sudden this guy's down in the end zone and lofts it over top. They've got a lot of aspects of their game put together, and you saw that on display tonight.
Yep.
So, tough loss for the Hornets tonight. 47-10. The bright spots, again, Jerry, special teams, we did pretty darn well that way. With kind of getting the ball up the field, getting in good position. You saw some bursts out of Hillers. You saw some nice passing from Ellenson to Fogo in that nice little crossing route that got us the touchdown there. But they're again, just a tough team in all aspects.
There were like I say, there were some things to build on, and again, this is one of those films where you pick out the stuff that maybe you can work on and get better at, and then you throw the film away. I mean, you move on. Because you can't sit and dwell on this.
No.
You find out what things you got to get better at.
Right.
Don't dwell on the bad things too much, and just look ahead and get ready for Prairie du Chien.
Yep. And that's away, Prairie du Chien away. So we're going to be down there. I think last year it might have been the Fog Bowl. Oh my goodness, it was like pea soup down there last year. It was horrible. Or maybe that was 2 years ago. I can't remember which.
Because we played them here last
year. That's right. So, 2 years ago, it was just, I mean, you could have cut it with, oh, man, was it bad. We'll head down there next week. And again, that's one of those, you can't count any team out. I would say, again, going into that game next week, the one thing that this game will help us with is kind of getting that, I don't know how you put words, intestinal fortitude. This was a punch to the gut with these kids, and they got to take that and do something with it and turn it into a positive next Friday. And that's probably going to be the focus for practice this week is use what you learned tonight, apply it next Friday.
And I think if you know enough about these kids, you look back to we came off a pretty tough loss to the Dells.
Yep.
Probably a game that could have went either way, didn't turn out the way we wanted it.
Right.
And just kind of we did a lot of things that weren't good in that game.
Mistakes and penalties,
and we corrected that the next week.
Right.
We bounced back. We played with a lot more fire. You saw a lot better things out of our offensive line, and we took it to a pretty good Fenimore team.
Yeah, we did.
And so, I mean, can we bounce back from this? Absolutely. I mean, as far as, you, like I said, you just got to look at what things we can do better, and then put the game film away from this game and just move on.
Yeah.
Because it's one game.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if it was 47-10 or 27-10.
Right.
We got all played tonight.
Yep.
It just did.
Yeah.
And you got to move on from it. It's in the rearview mirror quickly.
Yeah, and so kind of that short-term memory.
Yep.
And then the other thing, as you just hit on, Jerry, resilience. And that I would say that if we're going to put a term on this team, I think that might be the term resilience.
Yeah,
These kids will take a knock here and there. As you talked about that Dell's game, I think that was just kind of a, I don't want to say a reality check, but one of those things that they weren't going into that game expecting to not win that game. And then that gave them that little bit of a gut check and go, all right, boys, let's pull it together.
And I think the thing that makes me confident about what's ahead next week, we have a senior class that is just special. And, I mean, when you have that for your leaders and you have that going in, they're going to help this unit bounce back. I think you'll see them go back and have a good week of practice, get things ready, and take it at Prairie du Chien. And again, you have to – the only thing you can control is you. You can't control what Prairie does. You can't control Broadhead does.
Right.
And so you got to control you, and if you just work on the things that you can get better at, I see good things ahead for us.
I would agree. Hey, I think, and I might be wrong with this, but I think Shane Miller must be coming to us from over the Broadhead Juda side of things. He was helping us out with some pronunciations and whatnot, and he also just said, thank you guys for the great play-by-play tonight. Best of luck to the Hornets for the rest of the season. So we appreciate that. Thanks for that shout out. Ricky Ferguson, thanks again for that shout out to you. We appreciate it. Dora Castillo, thanks a bunch, you guys. We really appreciate you folks tuning in tonight. And it's, again, we don't get this without those sponsors. So a huge, tremendous hat off to Royal Bank for sponsoring us tonight. Mike Starks, we were trying to get him up here for halftime, but he's also a guy in the sideline.
Yep,
so
he's a coach, and he was part of that halftime adjustment crew, and they put their heads together, and it was a stumper in a lot of ways.
It was tough.
It's just you can only do so much. You're looking at a very talented group.
Yeah.
They're very talented.
You try to answer, but when the answers the adjustments that you make won't answer the problem, now you got another set of problems. And it just, man, it's tough sledding. But again, can't take anything away from the heart for these kids.
Nope.
We talked about it when that don't give up attitude. A little bit of frustration here and there. You're going to see that. That's going to happen. But I tell you what, they didn't give up. One more thing I gotta throw out there. I don't know how Bryce Hillers did that those couple of times. Boy, oh boy. Jerry, we've seen his wheels as a backfield runner, right? I mean, we see what he can do. And we've seen him on the defensive side of things too, and we know what his kicking abilities are, so on and so forth. He's a well-rounded player, but man, oh man, just some of the things getting those kicks off when it looked like, oh boy, here we go, this could be really bad, and make something out of nothing. So hats off to him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you take away, look at, 41-yard field goal. He made a couple nice, really big runs.
Yep.
In the offense, and so,
and keeping us out of trouble with those.
There's some bright spots, and
yeah.
And it's just something you can't forget about.
Right, and again, you talked about that senior class. Coach Trox, I remember him saying that group is lace up your boots, grab your lunch pail, we're heading to work. And that's what they're going to do this week. They will. They're going to head to work with the film, practice field, so on and so forth. So it's a tough pill to swallow.
It is,
but you gotta take those learning experiences out of it. So and we're confident that the coaching staff and the players will be able to do that. So,
well, we'll be back with you next week in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, and like I said, I hope we can get another beautiful night like this. Weather's great.
Oh my goodness, it was gorgeous tonight. I said coming in, it was a little warm up in the booth, but I tell you right now, Jerry, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
just beautiful out there. We've been fortunate this year so far with these games, that all these games that we've been calling, man, the weather has been just amazing. So those of you, well, maybe a little bit not so much last week at Dodgeville, but even that wasn't horrible.
No.
Of course, we were standing inside where it was dry, but still, the weather's been awesome. For those of you folks that are coming out here to the games, you've been experiencing it. It's been some good stuff. For those of you staying at home, if you can't make it out to the games, again, we thank you folks for doing that. It's
we really appreciate you getting on board with us, and hopefully we bring you a good product and
Yeah.
you get a chance to really see and hear all the
You bet.
excitement. It's the next best thing to be in here. So
Yeah. Well,
does that sound like a commercial?
I was going to say maybe something about we're promoting ourselves here a little bit, but you know what? What the heck? So yeah, next week, Prairie Sheen, coming to you live there, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll try to get on air a little bit before 7 and bring you guys another night of Friday night Hornet football. Take care.
Yep, take care.
See you
Thanks
guys
for
next
being with
Friday.
us.
That's right. At Royal Bank, our employees make decisions locally, which means for flexibility and fast decisions. As a community bank, we truly love all things local, which thus means getting to know our neighbors, supporting local businesses, and being involved in our community.
We're thrilled to be part of the Richland Center community and thankful for the warm welcome we've received.
Go Hornets, go! One hive, one community.